There's a lot of variety they managed to come up with. I still don't know if the moose lion is real or just a funny thing they came up with. Okay, but stream is live. Loth has not come back from coffee yet, so I was correct about him not being here yet. But it's 8-ish. All right, and I think stream should be going. Let me flip the script so we can see for sure. Yeah, okay, chat's here. Hello, lads. It's just me and Axe for a second. Loth will be here in a little bit. Dallas, I don't know. I'm going with my usual strategy of we just start it and then Loth will be here. He'll yell at Dallas. Dallas has actually gone to idle, so he's not at his computer right now. And then we'll just pray. To fill this time, don't get a lot. Axe and I were discussing God of War Ragnarok off mic, but we won't.
But I really should talk about it on stream.
We won't burden you with that one. But hey, please go watch our God of War Ragnarok stream series that we've been doing. But yeah, so yes. Also, chat said, "Is the stream a little early?" Yeah, it is a little early. I was just trying to get stuff in a row. Like he's talking about playing more Civ, so I was planning on doing that anyway. It just happened to line up some stuff. And it would really be fine other than just me misjudging how long it'll take Loth to get coffee, I guess. But we don't really have a lot otherwise to talk about. It is Lightsworn today, in case you couldn't pick that one up. That's going to be pretty fun to talk about that archetype and kind of its oeuvre. Very popular, very good. We'll get into some of that backstory in a second because I don't want to repeat myself. The other thing, like, really interesting is Cyberstorm Access spoilers are kind of cleaning up. You're getting a lot of the Singleton Legacy support. There's, a new B-Trooper fusion. There's a handful of new Abyss-era, support cards that are coming together. Albaz and Ecclesia are finally going to get to fuse.
I think so.
There are many... Well, it's Albaz plus a light spellcaster, so...
It has to usually...
There are many memes have been made about this, including White Magical Hat, because he works. It's very funny.
I love the bit of that one, yeah.
But yeah, so the branded Albaz, nonce is coming to a close. Yeah, it's Albaz the I think YGO YGO organization translated as the incandescent dragon. I don't know why. Because it's just literally Shinenryu, True Flame Dragon. Albion of the True Flame. It's Albaz plus a light spellcaster. Can't be used as fusion material. Can't be targeted during opponent's turn. Target 2 monsters in the graveyard. Special summon both, one on each field. It's in the graveyards, by the way.
Oh yeah, this one. Basically, the Duper stack is light.
And then, if this card is on the graveyard, you can tribute 4 monsters in the extra monster zone, each player's center main zone. So you got to form a diamond or a cross shape, and special summon this card. That last effect is fucking hilarious. It will never happen. There's no way that if you've got Albion in your graveyard, your opponent will fuck up and use their center zone and fill their EMZ. It's already other than you have to play Pens there, and obviously links require there. There's literally no reason to place any monster in your EMZ because that one stupid Cyber Dragon monster exists. I think it's Mega Fleet.
Sorry, what is this meant to be?
Oh, hey Loth, you finally showed up. Okay, we're not too late. I'm talking about the new Albaz Dragon because he and Ecclesia finally get to fuse. Also, hold on, my BMG's a little loud.
Okay.
So I was just filling time until you got here. It has a very funny effect where if it's in the graveyard, you can summon it by tributing 4 monsters, 1 each in the EMZ and each player's center zone, to summon it from your graveyard. You will literally never do that because everybody will know you're setting up to do that, and you just won't because that's how that works. Yeah. I needed to be mega fleeted exactly once in Master Duel before I learned, hey, literally never use the EMZ. I don't understand sometimes why Konami prints cards like this, because it just makes you play the game less interestingly, but they do that.
Just think about how great it'll be in Junior Journey.
I was gonna ask, it's because I don't remember when you were talking about it. I was checking something, but it's couldn't you play this in a tribute-based deck anyway? And just because it's just a different version of Sekka's Light. How you also, but you can't use hand traps.
Oh no, you're talking about the card that's on screen right now. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I wanted to bring that up because that's another really weird card. I have been saying yes. I think this is a version like Sekka's Light. So the card that's on screen right now is translated as,
Notarite or something?
yeah, Morganite is the name of the gemstone. Interesting.
What the fuck? It sounded like someone just reloaded something right there.
I was putting a cookie box away.
It sounded like you reloaded it like a shotgun.
No,
Oh,
that's
a
much
toy
deeper.
shotgun.
So,
Oh,
it's
there
the-
it is.
Yeah, we're crunching the cookie. I can't get my bird cookies. So this is called Tokyo Saku Morganite, Time Rending Morganite. So technically, the phrase is evil eye or magic eye, but it's
Evil Eye support.
no, not actually, man.
Oh.
It's I think that's spelled like I think that's literally evil eye as opposed to like this is clearly using the kanji for ma because it's magic or evil eye. I don't know what eye is in Japanese at the top of my head, but it has the kakatana for Morganite, which is a type of gemstone. This is a really weird card that they've announced in Cyberstorm Access. So Time Rending Morganite, it's a normal spell card. It has the following effects. 1, for the rest of this duel, apply each of these effects. 1, you can't activate monster effects in hand. 2, you draw 2 cards each time you conduct your normal draw. 3, you can normal summon or set up to twice per turn. Second
That
effect,
was a bad.
you can banish this card from your graveyard, then discard 1 Time Rending Morganite. Each time you normal summon a monster this turn, your opponent can't activate monster effects.
Why?
So, Axe brought
Did
this
they-
up
did they-
earlier. This is clearly meant to be a card like a Sekka's Light. You will not play
you
this
play it-
in normal decks.
Actually, I need to find it again because I was wondering if you play in a Monarch deck, but I might be just
I mean,
remembering.
yes,
fucking
but
horribly
I don't-
wrong.
I don't think you need to activate any monster effects from hand in Monarch.
Exactly.
Sorry,
so it's like
just,
if you don't need
just
interest,
looking
just
at
run it in
this
Monarch.
alone, I'm just like, okay, so we needed to give these guys more support. Like, really?
Well, which one?
No, Albaz and whatever the fuck.
I mean, yes,
Well, it's
because the
storyline.
story's not done. Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yes,
It's actually a good
I mean,
story.
Loth, I agree with you. Yes. They probably don't need... I think there are literally more Albaz fusion monsters than you can fit in your fucking extra deck by now.
The fucking
um,
legacy. Oh.
But but also, no. They have been telling a story through these cards, and unfortunately, they have dragged it out really long, presumably because it makes it really easy for them to do card design.
Also, by this point, they should just make a fucking anime when it's over. Like, holy
Probably.
shit.
Now, admittedly, there are I think there are also going to be 3 archetype support cards. There's one for I think there's a new there's definitely a new Tri-Brigade card. I think there's a new Therian's card, and there's another new Sword Soul card as well. I think is the other one,
yeah,
which is fair because in the OCG. One, Therian was never anything. That archetype never worked as a solo deck. It was just a weird engine.
They're
but-
support card.
Tri-Brigade and Sword Soul have both been outpaced in the actual modern OCG meta,
So they
and
merge
Oh.
them together.
are arguably in
No.
the TCG as well.
I just realized, no wonder why I hate anything Albaz related. I hate all the archetypes in it.
Yes, no, that's
Wait,
the thing.
you hate Spriggans?
Well, nobody plays Spring Guns.
Aw.
If someone played Spring Guns, sure. Everything else, I'm like, fuck off and die.
No, no,
I hope you
I
burn
mean,
in a ditch.
Loth is
Aw,
hypothetically
come on.
correct. These are all, a lot of these were meant to be meta-defining decks. Like, this is
Also,
where...
To clarify, remember, Loth is a Malefics player.
Well, he plays lots of things. He mostly plays
Yeah,
Pen.
and you know what's fun? Coming across Dragon Maids with splashed in Albaz.
Yo,
They're
branded
fusions.
Dragon Maid!
Dragon-
that's what
You're a
you
fusion.
want.
You're a fusion deck, and Albaz is just super poly on a stick. But no, what I was gonna say was that again, in order to sell a lot of these archetypes, a lot of these archetypes are technically good. You may also be wondering. By the way, Sprite is also part of this. Sprite was also an archetype in this series.
They were like meant to be the side arc that led to the secret weapon kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sprite are involved in this. Dogmatica was this. If you remember the Dogmatica years in 2020, Dogmatica format.
Yeah.
Dogmatica was the first archetype in this. Tri-Brigade was the second. Tri-Brigade meta, very meta when it came out. Bird Up, Tri-Brigade variants. Sword Soul also in this archetype. Again, blisteringly meta. Despia branded was meta as well. So I think, honestly, This is kind of I think the reverse of what Konami is doing with Sky Striker right now. What Konami's doing with Sky Striker right now is they're releasing a bunch of Sky Striker cards that don't do anything, but because they're trying to push Sky Striker, they just won't fucking ban N-Gage again. They're liking Sky Striker too much that they won't get rid of it. They won't get rid of the cards that we already don't like because fucking TOS format existed.
Oh yeah, that's a side thing. There's just other cards I saw.
What I was gonna say was that Konami generally tries to push a lot of these. Now, obviously, there are some misses in here. Fucking nobody played Spring Guns. Therion's wasn't even a deck. It was just all, like Axe said earlier, basically support cards. You know, and the other big one, other than Sprite, like Ice Jade Ice Jade was released around the same time as Sword Soul, and
Ice
other
Jade
than
looks cool, it's not. It's a fair deck, which means it's not good enough.
Other than making Mirror Jade, hence why it's called Mirror Jade. That's Albaz plus Ice Jades. Ice Jade didn't do fucking anything either. So like, there are some hits and misses. I mean, I would argue it's similar to the Visa Starfrost shenanigans. That's where Tearlaments come from and where Kustra Law will come from. But
I really want to play Kustra Law, but
Scareclaw, I don't think is doing anything.
That was the bad one, sadly.
That was their starter that didn't really go anywhere, and I don't know if Mana Dome will do anything. That's the Synchro one they've announced.
I remember seeing the Scarecrow or Scareclaw Link thrown in a lot of decks, but that's about it. Not any actual Scarecrow.
Yeah, the Funko Pop Link is very funny.
Oh jeez. Oh,
it's a Link
don't,
one.
Don't call it that, please.
But that's what it listen, NBT's not wrong. It's what it fucking is. It's got a big stupid head for some reason.
The problem is
even
like,
though Scareclaws are supposed to be really freaky.
Where are those versions of those if they're like the other realms? I guess I never got to.
I mean, they just haven't done them yet, or they didn't. I think the reason why it is because that guy tagged along with Visa Starfrost, because there's another Scareclaw like fusion monster that's like them plus
also,
tiers and whatever.
I forget, but is like Dragon Chimera like a bestial card?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I forget. There is a fusion card that's just called something Chimera.
Oh, Guardian Chimera. No, that's a generic.
Oh, okay.
That's like Garua the Mystic Bird. Yeah, it's an easy target because it requires like 3 mats everywhere. It's very common in branded engines.
Sorry, I hate the fact that there's a monster called Visa Starfrost because I just think of one of the best characters from KOTOR 2.
Aw.
I mean I'm pretty sure that one is supposed to be space themed, so I think that's what they're going for. But yeah, Visa Starfrost is he's the Albaz of that. Anyway, while Loth is here, before we jump into this, I just want to throw up this Time Rending Morganite as like, it's a really weird card. That is like Sekka's Light, and just if you can play it, you can play it. I think it's a good time for this card to come out because right now in the meta, this is when, like, other than Bestials, when hand traps have been at their lowest, and let's be real, Bestials will not exist forever. Pizza the Hut and Druid Worm will not exist forever.
I'm looking at this and it's like, let's see, it doesn't work with Flu. But
yes, it does.
Monarch. No, but don't you have to activate them in hand to get more normal summons?
No. That's the effect on the board. After this, normal summon again.
Oh, okay.
That's the last line of text on every Flunder.
Yeah,
okay. After you do it, when you normal summon this card, do this effect. After that, normal summon a bird.
But I guess it doesn't work with Monarch because I know some of them actually work as hand effects.
What is it? You can't nib Flunder?
No, because they just normal summon again afterward. It's not.
Yeah, it is literally just continue going.
But much like Sekka's Light, Time Rending Morganite is unsearchable, so you just have to play 3 of and pray. It's a very fun card. I don't think it'll go anywhere. But what I was going to say before we get into Lightsworn, and let me start pulling up my list.
Actually, it supports having multiple copies just in case.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. You have to play it at 3 so you find it, and they give you an effect so that you can make use of having 2, but it's not necessary. But what I was going to say was, because we're continuing on our Master Duel solo mode run here, chat. We're going to do Lightsworn today. That's what I said a while ago, just to remind everybody. That's going to be a lot of fun.
It's like 14 names?
It's a little bit more than that. There are like 4 or
Lightsworn.
No. There are 4 or 5 Lightsworns that you are probably forgetting.
Let's see. There's about 14 normal main decks, about 6 extra deck, maybe 5, and then like 5 Twilight Sworn, including Puzzling Dragon.
You know what's great?
Four
Instead
Twilight
of-
No, Axe. There's like, I mean, you're close, but there's like 16 or 17 main deck monsters.
I mean, yeah, but like I'm counting Light Sworn and Twilight Sworn separate.
That's what I
Instead of-
mean.
instead of
Without
counting,
with
you could-
Twilight Sworn, there's like 20 of them.
Okay.
No,
could
like I
just do
said,
the
there
opposite.
are
I
like
know that
4
one.
or 5 Light Sworns. Well, really more like 3. But there's several Light Sworns you are probably forgetting because they fucking sucked.
I mean, I might.
Also,
I was see what I don't remember, but yeah, very good.
I'd like to apologize to Omega for being slightly late. I was not going to rush the kind old Vietnamese man making my brekkie burger.
No, that's fine. I rolled the dice on you being here on time and I lost. That's how it goes. Welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! But let's see. It was Light Swarm is the first one they did as an expansion. So we've currently got Weather Painter, Heralds. That'll be very funny. We're just gonna look at a lot of balls. And by the way, I'm gonna warn you when we do the Herald episode, possibly in like 2 weeks. Get ready for like the saltiest bitch baby episode ever because oh my god, Heralds, guys. Who here likes Herald of Perfection and Ultimateness? Nobody. They fucking suck.
Hey, listen. I like the concept. I don't like how they're abused.
I love how Omega says who here, and Axe immediately speaks.
It
Listen, I
be-
knew
You
that was
because
coming.
I've played Lights and Fairies for so long. It's like
I'm okay. There's some Heralds you can play, but a lot of them are just a lot of their actual end state monsters are just
I
fucking
think I like
annoying.
Diviner of the Heralds. If that's the name of the card.
Diviner's a weird card.
I like Diviner.
We've already done 6 Sam, I'm pretty sure.
Mhm.
He's a one-card
So we're gonna
combo
skip
makes
that
sense.
one. We get to do Dangers after that. I don't think we've done that yet. Or did we?
I feel like
don't
we'll have
remember.
to show the spell traps for Dangerous because
We
I feel
will.
like that
I'll have to
actually
double
has some
check. I
context.
can't remember if we did Danger because I feel like we haven't done
No.
Danger.
No, because we've never actually talked about most of them.
Okay. Nephthys will be
we've
super
talked
fun. I'll be
about-
super happy to do that.
We've talked
Oh.
about dangers, but not like on Veil Portrayal.
Yes. And then for some reason the Wikipedia isn't. Oh, Marth came in just to say we hadn't done Danger. And then for some reason the Wikipedia cuts off at Nephthys, so I don't know what solo modes are after that. I'll have to check.
We'll have to go check.
We've already done
You
Vendread.
already did Vendread. That was cool though. But now I know the story.
We know
now,
that
which is
Mutant
nice.
is going to come out soon. Dream Mirror is
That one-
on the list, and that will be a fun time because of
They're
just
not
how
really interested to
fucking...
talk about because I've
The
never
art
read
will be
any of the cards.
interesting, and it'll be fun to talk about how Dream Mirror is so close to doing something.
Also, did you guys
Sorry,
see about
headbutted
like the
my mic.
weird other dream pendulum archetype, the girl and all her dream guardians?
Yes, they're inventing a new weird dream archetype. We'll see how that one
Which
goes.
might overlap with Dream Mirror.
I think
Is it
that one's
related
being
to,
meta.
Hypno Sister?
No.
No.
Okay, so I just remember seeing like the girl from.
Yeah. There's a
What's
couple
the
of cards in that
Rise
little
Spell? It's
series.
Sleeping Girl is a
Respell. There's a couple. But what I was gonna say was, while it'll still take us, I think, a couple of months, I want to say they're not releasing solo modes so rapidly that we are actually like catching up on them. For instance, I think like Mecha Phantom Beast has been data mined since like the game launched. That solo mode is still not out.
I'm curious
So,
about B.
Well, there's actually, I mean, there's quite a lot. I suspect you'll get all the normal ones, and then you'll get the fucking weird shit. Like, God help me if they do, like Dragon Ruler, because you can play Tempest. You could do like a Dragon Ruler Mecha Phantom Beast build. You could do like fucking
Well, I
probably
meant the actual
VW.
narrative, but it might be just a roll call thing like Plunder.
I mean, probably will be. Oh, Plunder's in that list as well. That'll be very, very funny to talk about. But I want to say just officially because we're working through it and it's still several months away. But when we do run out of catch up on solo modes, I am saying we're going to just start World Legacy, and that will probably carry us through the foreseeable future. We'll probably check in whenever they release a new
I
one.
assume I would start with Chalice and then
Yes.
Crawlers.
When we
Chalice,
do
Crawler,
World
etc.
Legacy, I would really appreciate if we could grab the other fuckers who usually do Veil Portrayal in here because if we're gonna suffer, they have to as well.
Oh yeah, well.
Oh yeah. There's a lot. We'll try. The only reason why Dallas isn't here is because I don't fucking know. I don't know what Dallas does with his life. He's always like
As it turns out, on
every
Sunday,
single time
Dallas-
I ask Dallas when he's
Okay.
available, he's like, I need 30 minutes. I don't know what he does with those 30 minutes, but he needs them.
So as it turns out, on Sunday when I was literally transitioning across the country, Dallas didn't know we were not playing until literally the hour of because he refuses to look at anything ever.
Yeah, I don't know what he other than play Gems of War. I don't know what Dallas does on his computer all day.
don't know.
Not to knock
He's
Gems
not-
of War, but I'm just saying I don't know what he
he's
does
in
on his
between-
computer because he's
he's in between
online
school
right
periods.
now. He's green. I don't know what he's doing. He probably doesn't see our notifications where I yelled at him earlier. Loth is gonna call him a little whiny little bitch baby, and we're gonna see what happens. But
do
no,
it.
we'll commit to the running through the World Legacy line finally after a little bit of a break.
a bit
Christ damn.
much lost there.
And then probably by the time we're done with all of that, Abyss will probably actually be fucking over, so we can actually talk about that, starting it back at
I feel like it'll be done by this
Dogmatica.
year. Maybe. Probably.
I suspect it's the 25th anniversary year, so that'll be pretty cool. But with all that said, let's actually talk about some Lightsworns. So,
God damn it! The whole time I was wanting to talk about promo cards, but damn it.
which ones?
There were like, Beat Trooper didn't get a new one, but there was one I really want to talk about because I think it was just a cool thing cool one, like first purchase of the year.
Oh yeah. There's some weird support shit coming out. That
really
first
like that
purchase
one,
is very
it's like-
funny.
Can we just talk about it briefly?
Yeah, isn't it related to the Unlucky Goblin Kid archetype or whatever?
Yeah,
let
it looks like
if I
it's
can-
related to that
yeah,
guy,
let
and like
me
tokens
paste it
giving
on
and
the-
stuff. Let's see. There's a new gun
we go.
can. Where? Oh, did you already find it? Okay. Yeah.
It
Alright.
wouldn't let me post it for some reason. There we go.
Oh look, cute goblin children.
You
Yeah, so-
escalate 5, and then you choose one, and then you basically put money on the table, and then basically offer
that's
your
very tiny,
opponent
hold
to
on.
accept it.
Yeah, so if you guys don't get what's going on here, this has to do with like a lot of Asian cultures give you New Year's money. So this is like the idea of like spending your first purchase of the year.
Would you like my blood?
Basically,
Here's my blood in the
if
cup.
you are not used to this, translate it to, hey, you probably got some Amazon gift cards for Christmas. That's basically what this is
I want
like.
people to appreciate that there is a fucking block dragon in a box and an FA supercar.
Yeah, no, look, hey, remember how we talk about
Literally.
fucking toyetic? Here it is, literally.
I mean,
Literally.
Block Dragon is a toy, yeah.
I don't know what the bear is, and I can't tell what the other girl is holding.
It's like a toy sword. Is that like a Fire Fist sword? I don't know.
No, I think it's from like the Mikoyan. Why can't I
Oh, it
remember
might
the
be.
archetype?
Yeah, it's something.
Because
Somebody will
There
know.
was the fire girl. It looks like a Kusanagi sword.
So, this is called Hatsugai First Purchase of the Year. Like Axe said, it's a normal trap. You excavate the top 5 cards of your opponent's deck. If you do, choose one of them, declare a multiple of 100, max 300. Your opponent,
3,000.
right, 3,000. Your opponent can gain that much LP, and if they do, you lose that many LP. And if you do that, so you can't like con out of taking the damage, add the chosen card to your hand. Place the rest of the top of the deck in the same order. So I don't know what fucking dumb stuff this activates, but this is Mr. Rothschild, Mr. MBT, Mr. BT. When this card comes out to the TCG, please bring back Broke Boy. I want this to be the new Jack in the Hand. I want to see whatever fucked up shit you and Danny come up with to
Mr.
play this in.
CBT.
Well, actually, I don't know. MBT will either be like, whoa, cringe, or be like, yep, that's me. I'm the CBT Ussy.
Probably
Listen, the man's got like 100,000 subs.
Okay,
He's
listen,
clearly not a
listen.
problem.
Okay, when you understand when he says that, he'll immediately afterwards and look behind him to see if Julian heard it, and then
Yes,
move
and
on.
then if she did, she's either got her head in her hands or just be like, oh my god.
and then he's gonna like play it up because he loves making her feel awkward.
Well, he plays it, yeah. He plays it up for camera.
fucking
But yeah, so
twerked on her,
Hatsugai's
like,
just
during
another one of them
stream.
weird, dumb. I hope this is like a fucking bulk common, but if it's a secret rare, you'll be able to buy this for $5. Not even $5, for 5 cents. It doesn't do anything other than just
I
be
just like it as being like,
hilarious.
listen, here's my blood. You want to drink it? Give me this card.
There
I mean,
there
it's
is one
the
thing I
money.
want to slightly complain about this, which is, of course, the female goblins get hair.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the bit.
I think that's part of just
yeah.
how they do it because they're almost very Oni-like.
Give me cool goblin guys with lace hair, please.
No, they're all shiny and bald.
I understand, Loft, that you want to be.
But yeah,
have
so
hair.
Lightsworn.
Axe,
Lightsworn,
I'm going
I
to
think I would
fucking cripple you.
in game.
Sorry that I indirectly
Um,
called you a goblin.
Out of game.
God damn it. Okay, no. So Lightsworns. Lightsworns are, I would argue, a fan favorite archetype. They're very long lasting. They came out from an era of Yu-Gi-Oh, which is both very popular but also very contentious. Literally, they came out in like the last set in the GX era, Light of Destruction. So, unfortunately, a lot of people were being competitive out by dad builds at the time. It took a little while for Teledad to show up, but Dark Arm Dragon was very good in decks back in the day. Lightsworn was kind of in a similar era to there to pull off some fun stuff. Lightsworns are all light. In Japanese, they are known as Light Lord. I kind of see why they decided to change it. Lightsworn sounds a lot cooler than Light Lord, all one word. Sounds like a fucking energy drink. Light Lord. Electrolytes. You need them.
Oh, new sushi cards.
But they are interesting in that they are all different types. They're all light attribute, but different types. Literally, when you get to Curious, that is actually a thing. And yes, Curious is actually a Lightsworn card, so you'll get to figure out why the motherfucker's banned. But later. He was when they decided to give them busted-ass extra deck support.
Are you ready to do a scratch-off fight?
But, chat, we will be playing the game a couple of times of asking you to guess what type guys are, because some of them do not make sense.
Question, Omega. Before he was banned, before they were banned, how many Curious did people ran?
Usually just one, I think.
They didn't want two to be bi-curious?
No, sadly, not many people were bi-curious. But yeah, so Lightsworns have a reputation, I want to say, and Dallas isn't here to correct me, so I'll challenge fate.
Yeah, fuck off and die, Dallas. You're not here.
Lightsworns have been over several years, over 10. Usually been like a second or third best deck in the format. They have a couple of tops, but usually they are relegated to just the top 8s. They don't win a lot of tournaments.
But they do well.
Yes, they do well and are well represented whenever they get support. There have been a couple versions over the years. Basically, anytime self-milling, which is their other big thing other than being light, is almost all of them have some effect where either when you use their effects or just when they exist on your board in the end phase, they send a number of cards to your graveyard. So if at any point you need to be milling, they're really good. There are some Dragon Ruler Lightsworn builds out there because you just dump guys into the graveyard. We'll get to him later, but Right-Handed Lightsworn, who has an on-demand milling effect, has been good in shitloads of decks. There were Lightsworn BA decks, there were Lightsworn Shadal decks, because again, graveyard. Any card that can proc to give you advantage in the graveyard, Lightsworn have seen a play in something like that. So because they haven't gotten any new support since Curious and since the Twilight Sworns, they haven't really come back, but I continually assume that Lightsworns are one of those legacy archetypes that Konami will eventually be like, oh yeah, we did print those. And they did have a structure deck once, so that will probably get a revisit at some point, much like Dragoonity and other shit did. So Lightsworn support will come out, and it will probably make them good again. I would have to say their most recent thing they're probably good at is, unfortunately, with Chaos Ruler banned, Magical Dragon Chaos Ruler, they're probably not super great. They do have like a Synchro sub-theme, but because of the Twilight Sworns that come later, which are the dark versions of them, they've basically evolved into a wannabe Chaos deck. So
Yeah.
you could really play that up for some extra shit. The main thing, unfortunately, is, like I said, in the TCG anyway, Chaos Ruler is banned, and he was an 8 Synchro, which would be like what this deck is about. Sync 8s is one of their big things. The other thing is you can also run them as just a rank 4 engine, because they have a lot of level 4 guys.
The thing that sucked mostly about Lightsworn and Twilight Sworn from memory is that it allowed David to do some degenerate chaos shenanigans in our prog
There's some
series.
chaos shit. But if you want to see just how good these decks are and how explosive they can be, please go watch our Prog Series episode on Light of Destruction. That ends in a Lightsworn mirror match, which is terrifyingly explosive. And
I remember I died because that was just a turn quicker than me.
Yes, basically. Like, that's what it came down to. You guys were both the best deck running,
I
and
had
just
to stall for Fiber Jar just so I had a chance.
one guy had gas, and that was it. And that was the day we also decided Fiber Jar had to go because you were both running it, and that could have gone on forever.
I read it just so I would.
Well, yeah. That's the other thing about self-milling. Some people like to play Lightsworn gambling, and they play only 40 cards.
On both ends. I don't.
But 50 and 60 card Lightsworn decks have been good, so it really depends on how fast you want to burn out, baby. But so I have pulled up the first man. Almost all of the first block of these guys came out in the original Light of Destruction. Like, there's like 10 of them, I think, that came out.
I thought he was a later edition, but I guess...
Nope, this guy was in the Light of Destruction. He was reprinted a couple of times.
Yeah, no, this guy was in the first
But
one.
yeah, this Arcus the Lightsworn Druid is original. That is also, by the way, in Japanese. He is Light Lord Druid Arcus. So, chat, are you ready for our interaction game? Also, yes, Dark Worlds are one of the guys the Lightsworn fight, because there are some Dark World cards that interact with them. But, chat, it's time to play our favorite game. What type is this guy? Take your guesses in now. I'm not going to ask either of these two bozos because they either know or can look up very easily. But, chat, give me your guesses.
No, I will play fair to chat. I will guess that he is a fucking warrior.
I think he's a spellcaster.
All right,
I
you're
fucking
gonna try. Okay, spellcaster and warrior. You guessed the obvious ones. Chat guessed fish. Nice try. Close, but no.
Sorry.
Okay, yeah. Board Farmer and Chris Edward both got it. Yes, Arcus is a beast warrior. I assume because he's called Druid, but other than his name being Druid, nothing about this man screams beast
Aaron.
warrior.
Eric, no, he's not priest.
I feel like he should have been light
Priest.
cleric.
Nice try, Aaron. Thank you.
Because I don't know why he's a beast warrior, but I think it's just because so they don't have a warrior, so he's not searchable by Rhoda.
Yes. Like I said, I'm gonna guess they picked Beast Warrior because, like I said, in both languages, his name is Druid. They do know what D&D is in Japan, so I think that might be what we're going for, but it's interesting. So Arcus has some very interesting things about him. He's a very mid card, but he's very funny. So
I like his design because he reminds me.
yeah, we should actually. That's right. We're completely skipping over what he looks like. We should talk about him briefly. This is a lot of what you see with Light Sworns. There's a lot of white and gold trim. There's a little bit of emphasis on like a steel gray color and some red that I like.
Guys, I have to ask. This is I'm not deranged, but this does look like he's wearing a 14 armor set, right?
I mean,
Well,
yeah,
I mean-
it's not a very advanced armor set, but yeah, probably. What would we say this is? This is a paladin set? This is a white mage set? He doesn't have a hat. I don't know if he can be a white mage.
I would say just a generic set that he just died.
Yeah. Oh,
'Cause the
yeah.
pauldrons
He's
and,
that
the
guy. He
pauldrons
would.
and,
He
'cause,
dyes
the
all of his
pauldrons
armor
and
sets
gloves and,
white.
Like the trim just makes me think of like a set I'd see.
I
mean,
mean, I
it's-
will say this in general. We're probably going to say this a lot, but I do kind of feel like the Light Sworns are also very classic RPG inspired. A lot of them are subtitled with like classes, like there are, priest, monk, warrior, etc. So
So I just want to say, sorry, Omega. He is a beast warrior. There is another card later on that is very clearly a beast warrior that I'm going to be very upset about.
I'm
This guy's
pretty
a
sure
beast
that
warrior.
guy's a beast warrior too, I think. But yeah, it's very
Oh, okay.
weird.
I thought they all had different. Okay.
No. They have a lot of different types, but there are some overlap. There are a couple warriors, a couple spellcasters,
Also, I'm
etc.
trying to remember, but isn't like the lore of like Lightsworn is that they're all basically like different kinds of they're like Einherjar, where like they're ascended people that
Something like
light?
that, yes. In the solo mode, there is a realm of light where all the Lightsworn are from. They have sworn themselves in service to the light and to Big JD. What would JD do, everybody?
Colors weave into.
But they basically respond to anywhere where dark forces show up. So yeah, they're chilling in the realm of light. That's the name of their field spell, and will just show up to cause problems for bad guys. So yeah, I don't know if they're like necessarily Einherjar and that they're supposed to be dead. They might just be like
I know
ascended
some
to
of them ascend.
angelhood.
I know some of them ascend, so
Yeah, there's some interesting stuff going
There's
on with
an
some of their
ascended one.
multiple versions of
they
monsters.
have an angel amongst them. So.
Yeah, they have a couple actually.
No.
But yeah, there's a lot of classic RPG tropes. I also want to point out, I think Arcus is supposed to be albino. He's got white hair and he's got very pink-looking eyes. It's a little hard to tell with the lens flare. And I have to
can believe that.
assume what he does is he's got a giant book, a very classic medieval codex or grimoire type thing, and I assume he just beats you with it. He just kicks your ass with the book.
Ruthie Castro was saying that it looks similar to Dark World Grimoire.
It might actually
It
be.
might be the Light World. It might be the Light World Codex.
Yeah, it might, or he may have stolen the Dark World book and is like, no, you don't get your book.
Because his effect is very much like nothing.
He-
He puts a ward. He basically puts an anti-spell ward on everything.
Yeah, he is a big
He
no.
looks at the Dark
No.
Worlds and says, "You did not bring your library card."
No. You forgot your library card. He is kind of like that. Let's break down his effects. So as I said, he's a light beast warrior. He's a level 3. He has 1200 attack and 1800 defense. Kind of makes sense what we're going for here. So he has the normal light sworn effect, specifically during your end phase. Send 2 cards from your deck to your graveyard, the top 2. And then his main effect is a continuous. Neither player can target light sworn monsters anywhere with card effects. Now, chat, can you tell me what could be wrong with that? Neither player can target anywhere. What are you doing with light sworns?
You're summoning yourselves continuously, and you're burning yourself. You're immolating
No,
yourself. with light.
no. You're too complex, Axe. What are you doing with light sworns? You're sending cards to your graveyard. What cards are in your graveyard? Probably light sworns. How do you get light sworns out of your graveyard?
You target them out.
Yes. So,
yeah.
it's a very interesting concept. but it definitely has its problems, especially because, yes, several of the best Lightsworns have the ability to target guys in graveyard and get stuff. They also have basically a continuous, like, Call of the Haunted type card.
So there is a thing I kind of live by where I feel like all Lightsworn that mill themselves or interact with being milled are usually the best ones.
Yes.
Are the ones that
No.
actually are playable.
The Arcus, while considering once again, this was Light of Destruction, this is late GX, and Dad did just come out in the previous set. Arcus is a decent attempt to make a protection effect. The problem is that, like I said, there's like 9 more of these guys who just came out. All of the best ones have some kind of interaction with being milled or discarded or put in your graveyard so you can get them back out or getting guys back out because they swarm the board. Now, obviously, if you've already got that set up, okay, sure. Arcus is a great, like, ender to end your board on. You can obviously, like, set him and kind of leave him, but it's even for back in the day, it was a little slow because Lightsworn is fucking explosive. It's a very high-paced swarm deck. If you're doing it right, you end with a lot of dudes on board, or you make one really big boy. Okay, I have to show chat this. This is the most scuffed print of a Lost Art, a scan of a Lost Art I've ever seen. I think they didn't take it out of the plastic wrap to take this picture, chat.
I can't even tell what's different about it.
I mean,
Doesn't
I'll
like
double check.
Those are kind of too small res for me.
Oh
my god.
I literally don't know. Hold on.
It's like someone left the card
Alright.
in their pockets and then put the pants in the.
I'm going to pull up the Master Duel art for Celestia, the Lightsworn Angel, side by side. This is the, I believe this is the, yes, this is the English version. This is the Master Duel version.
Her arms are a bit too long.
Oh, it's literally just her halo. That's it. Okay, that's the only difference, is she's got a halo in one and doesn't in the other.
I mean, she's an angel, so why wouldn't
What a fucking shitty edit.
She's literally called an angel.
I mean, yeah, I know. Even in the TCG, she's still called Angel. I guess it's the halo that is, I guess, really only a Christian thing, but still, damn, what a weird censorship.
God damn you, Christianity!
I mean,
There are some other censorships that I can kind of understand and are funny. There's a lot of tummy censorship in Lightsworn, guys. But yeah, it's very weird. Anyway, this is Celestia, the Lightsworn Angel.
So before.
Yeah,
I just,
she got a halo.
comes to me. It's like, is it wrong with me? But like, does it look like her right arm's a bit too long?
No, you're correct. It looks a bit too long.
Her,
Like,
yeah,
if
something
you
about her perspective is a little weird. Like, her fingers on that hand are very long.
Yeah, like if you actually look at the perspective, her right arm looks twice the size of her left arm.
It's got like a Hassan arm, and also her hair reminds me of Raiko's, like with like the whole.
Yeah, it's one of those. This is a very Japanese anime like kind of hair, that really long hair that's bundled up way at the end. Don't ask me how they get that fucking clip to stick.
Oh,
I
Chris
also
Edward
go.
making his guest. Oh, sorry, no, I'm just commenting on chat.
I will also say
Oh,
I
yeah,
like
no.
that her staff is like a magnifying thing, but also like chimes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Also, yeah, she's a fairy, an angel. That's a freebie, chat.
Yeah, that is literally a freebie.
It's
She's
right
also,
it's right there in the type.
If
just
someone
gonna
had
say,
said she's a fiend, I would have been.
There's no fiends in there, but
But can you
So-
imagine though?
it'd be funny.
Yeah.
They made her. They made like I feel like she could never be of the Twilight Spark.
I also want to say there's some other weird stuff like, how long
that
is this
rings?
dress she's wearing? Is that
Her-
okay? Like,
her,
look,
like,
because like,
her robe,
it-
yeah. I don't know.
her robe dress goes all the way down, and it looks like it's caught on her heel.
I think it's because she doesn't walk.
I guess she probably flies. She does have wings, but still, like, this one's
That
not
looks-
bad. It's just when you look at it big, I'm seeing a lot of extraneous details that I'm just like,
Chris Edward, you say that. It would be incredibly hilarious if she had the angry Latino mom voice, and instead of the staff, she pulled off a
I
slipper.
just kinda
which is like,
noticed, but it-
bam.
It looks like they drew her like chess piece over her art. Like they drew that.
and they might have it. Her Actually, yeah, no. Look at the way her pauldron is drawn versus her hair as well. It does look very drawn on. It's that way in both arts. So I don't know if the Lightsworn artist was like extra horny and they were like, no, cover this shit up.
I like that she's got like the sashes of scripture and such, like on her like bottom. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
she's
know
got
what
like
the
some
fuck- I don't know
sutras
what
or
the
something
down
there.
below her belt is. I don't know what that is going on there.
Yeah, it's like I mean, technically, I guess it's what you would call a girdle.
Yes, but it doesn't look like one. It looks like.
I mean, it does look like a girdle. It's just usually those are worn a little closer to your body. This is worn over her actual like robelet. It's just okay. I said this archetype's very like RPG inspired, right? This is definitely like very like late 2000s JRPG. Like, look at all this shit we can do. Like, this is a very extra busy designed card. Like, she's wearing 2 sets of gloves. Notice that? She's got the white lace for the outer glove, and then she's got little bits of black lace for the inner glove. Like,
and then like rings.
Yes, and she's got rings over her gloves. Listen, what I'm just saying is this is the artist's OC, and he just used it for this. Like, there's way too much extra design and thought in this. It's not bad. It's just like really busy and slightly confusing.
Part of it just like I don't get it. You know?
Yeah,
like,
I think that's kind of where I'm at. I just don't know why you've made these choices.
On other things, she's also the Dex Monarch. Ironically.
I mean, yeah, basically. So, Celestia is a level 5 light fairy. She has 2300 attack, 200 defense. If only she was fire, you could rekindling her. Her effect is when you tribute summon by tributing a Lightsworn, send the top 4 cards of your deck to your graveyard, target up to 2 cards your opponent controls, destroy those targets. So, yeah, Celestia is a big swinger of a card. You can very easily in this deck actually generate the advantage to get extra guys. There's literally a guy who special summons himself.
You're not rewarding yourself by doing the tribute.
Yeah. As I said, Lightsworn is a swarm deck. You will be getting lots of little guys on board, and if you have Celestia in hand, she can be a very powerful tool to pop. It is very interesting that she does not mill otherwise. I think that means she's probably fallen a little out of favor, but with generic extenders and shit to get to more guys that get you to guys, it's really not hard to set up the Celestia tribute summon, so she still has value, I think. She's also very interesting, I think, with that low-ass defense. It makes her, like a witch target, for instance. Now that you... Yep. I think witch was banned by this point, because this is late GX, but still, it's like one of those funny things. But yeah, she is basically your monarch. You tribute her properly, and you get to pop 2. And it's up to 2, so if your opponent only has 1 card you need to get rid of, it's pretty good. The stat isn't bad. And Lightsworns actually have a way to modulate a couple of things. Their field spell, for instance, generates counters, which give you plus 100 attack. They have an archetypal equip spell. They have a couple of other battle tricks. So it's not the worst stat line in the world. Celestia, definitely not, their bestest card, but you'd probably run 1 or 2.
I've tried a few different styles with them, and it's like, I've just never turned that I'm good at, because I don't like playing myself out.
Well, yeah,
So,
you never
I play
want
it
to
too
run
safe.
out of cards. The question is just whether or not you can win it. So
I probably played it too safe then, so I think it's just my problem there.
Is this really? Hold on. I'm once again.
It's like I remember the ones that
Oh.
exist. I just don't remember their names.
No?
I am once again asking for your financial
What?
support.
Okay. God damn it. I need to. Oh no. Okay. This isn't. There's no different version of this. It's just for some reason the Wikipedia is actually now breaking out the different versions between like Japan and America, even though they're all the same. I'm pretty sure Aaron's not censored. I'm literally looking at the two. I can't tell the difference.
I hope Aaron's not censored. He plays with us.
Haha. No, Eren, the Lightsworn monk. I don't know why they translated this one this way, by the way. I guess because it's spelled Eren in Japanese. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Eileen. I guess we just weren't being smart about it. I don't know why you spelled it Eren and not, like I said, just literally the Japanese Aiden.
So this pose is doable, but this girl is like clenching her teeth so hard because she's like mid jump kick pose.
Yes, no, we are. She is doing her gymnastics routine right now, and is very stressful.
Oh no, she's posing for her fight, her like kung fu movie.
I was gonna say she's trying to pull the ending pose from what was it, Make a Man Out of You.
No matter what, she is posing, and it is very rough to get your leg that high.
Her leg is like that. Looks really uncomfortable.
It's the progenitor of what is that eye post meme that went around.
I mean, looking at her face, she is uncomfortable.
Because I don't know why you want to put your foot like that when you're doing a jump kick. I don't know. She's not even doing a jump kick, so I don't know what the fuck she's... I mean...
It's a high kick
I
of
think
some kind.
It's showing the thing, but like, why is her arm out though? Like she's like doing the pose of the staff, so it's like, huh.
Well, I mean, that's part of the kata. You got to be flexible.
Yeah.
Yeah, Erin is a warrior. It's not that hard. She is a monk in the punchy sense.
No.
And you can definitely tell that from this. I mean, it's kind of funny. Like, I had to double check if this card wasn't censored because there's a lot of like upper thigh and armpit in here, and I'm just like, I assume that Konami's gonna find a problem with that one because of how fucking goofy some of these are.
Well, that's before armpits were like seen as a weird thing, you know.
I guess there are some modern cards that have covered up armpits in Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't know.
And armpits.
Well, Japan doesn't really do anything. It's over here where like suddenly Konami of America has decided that uncovered armpits are sometimes too much. I don't get it.
Well, it's because people started getting weird about it during the pandemic.
I mean, probably before
God
that now.
Damn it, people. And this is me saying it.
But yeah, so Erin, the pose is definitely very dynamic. It's got, extra expression here. There's a lot of good little detail. Like, she's got little, like, Naruto-ass face marks. She's got some useless-ass goggles that I don't think she can even move.
I don't know if I can talk about this as, like, a Jewish kid.
I don't know why she's got goggles.
They're cool.
They're either goggles or a weird head accessory.
Well, I mean, no matter what, they're weird. I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be, like, they're goggle-shaped. It's just I don't know how she puts them down over her head.
They remind me of the owl mask Leona wears.
Because everything is like, gold. But she's got, like, the cool, arm rings and stuff.
I like the scripture on, like, her tabard.
Yeah, it's an interesting little etch. I don't say it's scripture. It's just leaves. Laurels, but...
I'm just honestly going to say that she's got a cool design. The pose makes her design look a bit weird. Like if she was just standing with like a hip cocked and hand on hip, it would honestly look better.
Yeah, I think the artist wanted to really
or like
go for
pose. Is just like a weird like half thing?
Axe doesn't understand how martial arts kata work.
She's doing a jumping axe kick. It's like I can't.
Yes, that's really impressive.
It is. It's hard to. It's not really a good freeze frame picture pose.
Well, it's showing off all of her flexibility. The artist has done a smart thing by giving her, like, a skirt thing so he doesn't have to draw whatever the fuck her hip joints are doing. Because I'm sure that would be fucking eldritch at this pose, but it works. And again, it's got the color splash thing. By the way, if you like tanned ladies, you will find several of them in Lightsworn. That's actually... Lightsworn is a very diverse number of, like, phenotypes, hair, and skin colors.
I believe, however, though, that this lady is the closest you can get to the tan tomboy.
I mean, she's got the pigtails, yeah. She does do her nails, though. You can see they're, like, slightly longer and slightly pinked up. That probably hurts more when she claps you with them. I do like that she's wearing flats, like she's wearing sensible shoes. She needs to kick some ass. Like, so it's a good art, but there are some... Again, some details are a little too far.
He's here! Run away!
Alright, show's over. Dallas got here.
Okay.
Love actually ran away. Sorry, I had to say that out loud because chat wouldn't get that otherwise.
I thought you were going to leave, too. God damn it.
No. I'm running the stream. I have only so many things for the sake of the gag I can do.
Yeah.
Alright, Dallas is here. We were talking about Lightsworn.
Yeah, good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, I see we're on the monk.
Yeah, we're still pretty early. We're just going through the first wave.
You missed out on Druid and the
Celestia.
Angel.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't really... Look, I have nothing to say on... I can't even remember his goddamn name.
Arcus? No, that's fair.
Yeah.
That was our point.
You missed out on Arcus and MLP reference.
Celestial is one of my favorite art designs of this set. I'll just say that. It's very weird, though, because it's like the one time they've gone traditional angel, I feel like.
It is a very classical warrior angel, yeah. We talked about this.
Or when they do it,
I find some parts of her design a little weird blown up, but it's definitely not bad. It's just there's a lot of detail. I think the artist put a lot of effort into it. You'll probably see that in a lot of future ones.
I'll say this. It doesn't look like a Yu-Gi-Oh card. It doesn't look like an anything card to me.
Yeah, that's definitely like I think that is the thing. It looks like it's a piece of art design or character design from something else.
Like, if you told me that was like a sketch from a video game character design, I would 100% believe it.
I would honestly believe it's a Yu-Gi-Oh artist trying to make a Magic the Gathering monster.
I mean, I would say more about this one. This isn't there a chick with goggles in Magic the Gathering?
Oh, this is just Chandra. Like,
Yeah.
I don't wanna say Yu-Gi-Oh was ripping off Magic, but this one is a little bit. This is just Chandra.
I mean, given I said this earlier, I feel like Lightsworns are very inspired by lots of classical fantasy tropes.
Yeah.
If some of them were trying to look like iconic MTG characters, that would not shock me because there's a whole wealth of like other weird like classic RPG references. We talked about this with Arcus. Dallas, you probably don't remember because you couldn't remember his name, but Arcus the Lightsworn Druid is a beast warrior. For some reason. I think it's because he's called Druid.
I remember that.
I think that's literally it.
But I do want to show you there is an art that I think Celestia is directly referencing from Magic. Because it's one of my favorite pieces of art in Magic. It's probably one of the more famous ones. I'll just post it here.
Yeah, I can just grab it here. Sorry, rubbing my eyes. Okay.
Just the way they drew her hair and the armor makes me think of this immediately.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Okay. There you go, chat. Look at that. What card is this?
This is Achroma, the Angel of... fuck. Sorry, there's a lot of them. Wrath.
Okay.
This card is not good, by the way, I should point out.
No,
it's
but
just the art is pretty.
I do see some of the art similarities. I will also say it's very fun, and we talked about this with Celestia. It looked like her chest piece and her pauldrons were added like later. If the artist was indeed cribbing off this, as I look at this angel's drop-down cleavage, that may be why Celestia got a little something extra.
Yeah.
But yeah, so before you got here, Dallas, I did talk about how Lightsworn has a very positive history in the game. It's been a lot of every format's second or third best deck. It doesn't even have a couple of first places to its name.
Oh yeah, no, it was very. I would say when it first came out, it was a top deck.
Yes.
Like,
this was also the era like Dad had just come out. E-Telly was about to come out to make it Teledad, so that was a tier 0 format. It's hard to compete with that. But in that gap before Teledad reached its final form, Lightsworn was very good. It was one of the best decks in the format.
well, no. Here's an interesting fact. Because Teledad, like, a lot of people don't realize things like this. Because I mean, there's no like. Teledad took a little bit to catch on.
Yes, no, it's
Lightsworn was actually a tier 1 deck before Teledad took off, even though Dark Arm Dragon and E-Telly were technically released before they came out.
Yeah.
Or like, the deck was still functional. People
Yes.
hadn't put all the pieces together yet.
Yeah,
And then you'll look
this
at
is a thing
January
that
2009 and suddenly every other deck falls off.
yeah, it's that's definitely an interesting thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! Where obviously for the most part, as technology has gone on and like more people stream and make deck profiles, like the internet exists and forums existed, but I think it's really the advent of like social media and like content platforms, for lack of a better word. Like you can post YouTube shorts or TikToks or Twitter videos about deck profiles. It's a lot easier to disseminate the information about, hey, here's a good deck line. Hey, I have a video showing you how to do this combo line. You know, that kind of thing. People misunderestimate how much just like brews of decks were like not really secret, but they were hidden tech. Like you had to like know the people making these decks and know to like look up their posts on like Pojo forums and shit, or buy magazines.
Pojo.
Yeah, to like follow the best decks, and then like that, and that's why you would often have explosive shit. Like I'm sure Teledad took off when like the final version of that won a tournament. Everybody was like, "Oh, this deck list is really fucking good."
So it's art. The Teledad's an interesting thing because technically people count the tier 0 format differently. Because if you want to count, you can count it before E-Telly got released because it was still 60%. The Dad was a mistake. it was still 60% representative even without E-Telly.
Yeah.
But it's just Teledad has the catchiest name.
Yes.
Like,
well, and
Plasmadad is not as catchy of a name.
And for sure, the Teledad variant is a variant that a lot of people remember. Like, I think you're correct that they, like, smudge those together. It's probably because...
It is unfortunate that Lightsworn is the second best deck in a format that just happens to be a Tier 0 format. I
mean, that's the thing, right? Like, there have been a lot of second-best decks. Salad has been a second or third-best deck, you know, a couple of times. Right now, Flu is the third-best deck. I think.
But it's okay, Omega. Later, they got to be a part of a Tier 0 deck.
Yes, there are a lot of interesting Lightsworn brews that come out later.
Well, you know what deck broke them, right? Well, they broke themselves.
Which variant? I'm thinking.
Tier 0 was Lightsworn Rulers.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It was probably Lightsworn Ruler. Because, hey, guess what cards want to be in the graveyard? Dragon Rulers. Hey, guess what puts a lot of cards in your graveyards? Lightsworn.
Yeah. I would argue the second best variant of Dragon Rulers ever.
Yeah, a very popular one.
After just abusing that fucking Dragoonity field spell.
And even then, I want to point this out. That wasn't the end of Lightsworn. That was just the time where they were one of the meta-defining decks. There have been Lightsworn brews, including pure Lightsworns, that have been coming back for years and showing up.
Pure Lightsworn is a lot rarer.
No, I think the last time I saw, at least on YGO Top Cuts, YGO Top Decks, was 2020. There was a pure Lightsworn build that got like a top 8 somewhere in a regional.
2019, because technically, like.
Oh yeah, no. The 2020 one's a
Striker Orchest.
Yeah, it's the Striker Orchest one. Yeah, 2019 was last pure.
Well, because here's the thing.
Although
Lightsworn this doesn't make Lightsworn bad.
Yeah.
But when they synergize so fucking well with zombies, there's literally no reason not to play them together.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, it just makes your deck better.
Also,
to not do it?
Hey, you know what? You can, with Lightsworns, you know what zombie monster you can play what Floodgate you can play through with? Big E! He's light! You can play through Gozen Match and Lightsworn.
Yep.
Like, there's lots of fun things you can do. They're a very interesting deck. And like I said, around 2014, they had a structure deck. So, that probably means in 2023 or 2024, you will see Lightsworn support.
Oh no, Zombie Sworn is a ridiculous deck. Like, that deck is...
And honestly, it will probably, depending on what kind of support they give them, because like I said, they were a structure deck, they'll get support again.
I may or may not have homebrewed a tier Zombie Sworn hypothetical grass to 1 deck.
Actually, yeah, has anybody tried Lightsworn tier?
It just slows tier down.
Yeah, that's the problem. Tier that I think is the problem. Like, tier are such a bullshit high-speed deck anyway that literally brewing them with almost anything other than the Ishizu Splash slows them down. You literally don't need anything in them. Maybe when you have when you're legally allowed to run fewer tier names, you can try that brew.
Hey, you know what card tier has ensured will never come off the ban list, though?
So sell it for the people at home, Dallas.
Though title is never coming off anymore.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Holy shit! I've seen some theory crafting with that, and it's just not okay.
I mean, I think it's been pretty firmly established with the way they work, because of what their effects are. Title and Redox can't ever come out of jail. You can't ever bring those guys back. Blaster is just a pop. There are formats where that does fucking nothing.
Yeah, I honestly think Blaster could come back tomorrow.
Are you guys still on the same card?
Well, we've been doing the thing we do where we lab about Lightsworn decks.
Should I keep a timer to show Lucky how long Dallas is talking continuously?
No, because that would make you a fucking narc. Anyway, let's
talk
about. Damn.
It's fine. Get more stitches. I need the medical support anyway.
Okay. All right. Anyway, Lightsworn Heralds. Yeah. Sorry. Chat's even.
I'll give you all stitches, even me.
Let's actually talk about Erin's effect. She's been on screen a while. So she's a level 4. This is our first level 4 one we can play with here, which is very important for this deck later. She's 1600 attack, 1000 defense. That 16 is not the greatest attack stat, but it doesn't really matter because her effect is if this card attacks a defense position monster before damage calc, shuffle that monster into the deck. Spin that motherfucker back.
She is incredibly all right.
Yes. And once per turn, she mills
Like a 1 or
3
2 of.
cards. Yeah, Aaron
I would say
probably
she's a one of.
Yeah, she's probably a 1 or 2 of, depending on what era you're in.
Like how the druid's like a side deck card, if even maybe.
Yes, hypothetically.
Well,
like, Aaron,
First, like,
if your opponent is playing monsters in defense, or you can put your opponent's monsters in defense, spinning them back to the deck before we get to damage calc, terrifying.
I actually think Aaron is a side deck card as well. Now, obviously,
When they
before a
came
lot
out,
of support
no,
came
but
out,
now yes.
yeah, like now I consider her a side deck card, just because, like, unfortunately, the Link era has kind of made her a lot worse.
Yeah, because your opponent, if your opponent's on a link strategy,
but-
that you literally can't ever put those in defense mode.
Very occasionally, this card has won me games in modern Yu-Gi-Oh. It's just exceedingly rare.
Yeah, it's
Like,
it's
oh,
a
hey,
very
I can
fun
put
card.
Your big unkillable boss monster on your library.
It's a very fun card. I would say. I think Aaron is definitely up there for, because there's only like 4 Twilight Sworns. I definitely feel she's up there for like a Twilight Sworn retrain, maybe, to like give a new version of her that can play with newer versions of the deck.
Also, she literally, just in my head, I don't know if you guys imagine this as well, she literally just spin kicks the card on top of the deck. That has to be what
I mean, it
happens.
spins it back. That's got to be how it works. All right, let's move on to our next one. Garoth, the Light Sworn Warrior. This guy's not censored at all. Look at those abs.
No.
I mean, other than, as usual, this is a late GX era card. His abs are fucking ludicrous. They're dumb. This is like us looking at old hero monsters, right? Other than that, I think it's a decent card art. I kind of like how his armor is drawn, because it actually looks like he can walk around.
It has the one thing in fantasy armor I hate.
Which one?
The, like, I don't know what you call that. Like, the raised collar on metal armor.
Oh, you don't like the gorget? It's called a gorget or a gorget. It's very important, Dallas. That's how you don't get your head cut off.
No, I'm not a huge fan of gorgets.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm saying designed like that. I like
Okay, yeah.
more tightened in.
He has a very, very big, wide one, so he can fit his hair through his armor.
But that is, I feel like that was a stylistic choice rather than like an art thing.
Yes, that's true.
I've seen a lot of armor designed like that.
You can definitely do some different styles. He has a lot of these raised circles. It kind of makes him look like a little castle. Because they're like on his hips and stuff too. I like his axe design. That's very good. Very simple. Big long halberd. Makes sense. He's a warrior. I don't. I feel like I'm concerned about how long it shows him to show up to the war with how long it takes him to style that hair.
No. Clearly, that's the power of the light.
Yeah. He's going super light sworn 3 right now, or 2, I guess. His hair's not long enough for 3.
No, that's true. That is not nearly enough hair for 3.
True. This is just, and he still has eyebrows. It's got to be super light sworn 2.
God, Dragon Ball Z character designs are a choice.
But yeah, like other than that, there's not really actually a lot to talk about with this visual
Why is there
design.
a JoJo character on screen?
I mean, this isn't a JoJo character.
Oh, actually, no. Why is there a North Star character?
Oh god, what's that fucking anime from like the fantasy anime from the early 90s? No, this is a 90s anime character, 100%.
No, being this
still
shredded,
fights the
yeah, this is before we got slim.
He doesn't have a handsome enough face to be a JoJo character, first of all. Or
Also,
ugly enough face.
I want
Either
to throw this out there. He is not JoJo posing right now. This is a very basic.
That is also
I
true.
was like, I was trying to say Fist of the North Star. I was like, wait, he's not gross.
Lotus War. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, I thought it was that one. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, that's a very. You can tell that anime had a lot of long-lasting, like generic fantasy impressions.
This
for a lot
is
of
the
people.
generic fantasy character, and it's.
I will say the Lightsword are like the most equal opportunity group, but it's like they also believe it's like everyone you can show yourself. It's like
Yes,
really
no.
armor, but also like it's like
He's got his abs
abs.
out there, and he's gonna get fucking stabbed.
he's got a halberd, which is like, hey.
Yeah, but okay. Garoth is a level 4 light
Isn't it a glaive?
warrior. No, that's a halberd. It's a glaive is more
right.
sword-like. This is definitely an axe because it's got the.
I always
back
mix those two up. Ignore me.
He has a level 4. He has 1850 attack and 1300 defense. So good stat lines here. Each time a card is sent from your deck to your graveyard by the effect of a Lightsworn monster you control, except Garoth, send the top 2 cards of your deck to your graveyard, then draw 1 card for each Lightsworn monster sent by this effect. So Garoth is, again, very mid. He gives you card advantage when you're sending guys, but he's also just giving you extra mills. It can be good, but the effect of just drawing cards in your end phase usually, not super great.
Honestly,
He is very... Oh, go ahead.
You keep going, because I had more interesting about. I was just thinking about how like what the mill effect meant, kind of thing.
He is very, not to spoil an upcoming card, but he is very, I need a 4th name.
Yeah. That's kind of, I mean, he's been reprinted a fuck ton. He's been reprinted like 6 times.
It's just a card that like you're okay seeing pop up.
I mean, I think honestly, I think it's the stat line.
He doesn't have his. Yeah. Well, the problem is he. Not to spoil another upcoming card, but he is a worse version of another 4-star because he doesn't have his own mill effect.
Yes, he is an.
When
Lightsworns came out, he was an eminently okay guy to give you another name that you would not mind normal summoning, like on turn 1, because he actually has a stat line.
But he was never the premier normal summon.
He is never your best guy. He is always like, fuck, I need another Lightsworn.
So,
well, I'll get Garoth. He's literally 10 cents.
I will say that I think of the mill effect where it's like, Ryan, you guys know Solar Recharge and what the art is of that?
Yeah, I think he's on that, isn't it? We will probably be talking about Solar Recharge in a.
I think it's Celestia.
I thought that was.
We will probably be talking about Charge and Solar Recharge at some point.
The point about that though was, I've always took the mill effect as in you're literally burning yourself by bathing yourself in the light to go power to get stronger. So it's like I always image like each effect is like about them pulsing essentially every time at the end of the turn.
Oh yeah, no, Solar Recharge is Jen. Right.
Okay.
But like it reminds me of a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh effects. Like a lot of like more interesting decks have a thing where their effect has a thematic point to it. Besides just being...
Well, no. We talked about this before. Lightsworn definitely is a deck that makes you feel like you are burning up your life force to beat your opponent, because when you are playing Lightsworn, you are on a clock. That clock is not your life points. That clock is how many cards do I have left in deck.
You are indeed burning your soul's fire.
And when you run out of cards, the game is over.
And then it turns out...
Actually, this is probably another reason why Lightsworn's not good right now. Runic exists.
It also makes me think of Twilight Sworn, where it's like you're banishing parts of your soul away.
Yeah, that puts on a different archetype, but we'll get there later. I've got them penned in at the end, but there's a few ones. They are also some of the latest support out there, other than like Curious and the weird the weird Michael/Judgment Dragon Synchro retrain. So, but yeah, Garoth he's always been like your second or third best guy. He's 1850. He adds effects, but on his own, he doesn't really do anything for the deck other than being okay. So he's just all right.
He's very preeminently okay.
All right. Now let's talk about one of the cards.
Now we can talk about the first card that is pretty bad.
Yes, the card that you will only remember because its name is really weird and dumb.
Isn't it like Golganath or something?
So this is Gragonith, the Lightsworn Dragon.
Okay, no, I was not far off.
No, you were pretty close.
This is hard. It's a hard one of. You play this.
No, it's not.
No, not Chris. Not with the power of Jesus, Chris Edward. Not with the power of JC. With the power of JD. Always be asking yourself, what would Judgment Dragon do? Blow up the board.
He's banishing 4.
Explode.
Yeah, blow up the board. That's what JD would do.
Boom.
So yeah, this card is legitimately called Gragonith. I don't know why. It's very weird. This feels like this has to be a stylistic reference to something, because this is a weird ass dragon.
This is like
This
thinks they have like some kind of weird angelic horse dragon.
This looks like some fucking.
No, Omega. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be a Kieran.
Probably, but they do call it a dragon, so like it's very weird.
Yeah, but
it is. You are right, stylistically. Yes, no, that's the thing. Lightsworns are all in English. This is Raitorodo Doragon Guraganisu. Light Lord Dragon.
I think they just. I'm gonna be honest. I think they just they just styled it after a Kirin? Because aren't Kirins called dragons sometimes?
Sometimes, yeah. There's a lot of flexibility with Eastern dragons and those kinds of creatures.
If you look at what is it, Monster Hunter, Kirin is technically an older dragon.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
this is definitely either a Kirin or I can't remember what the Chinese lion dragons are called.
I think with the single horn, it's got to be like a Kirin type because it's got the unicorn
it
horn.
just screams Kirin to me.
Yeah.
But sorry, I had to step away to take a phone call from my mom. But
Yeah.
please tell me I missed out on Raiko, otherwise I will just be yelling at that thing.
No. Ours, Loth. They're in
No.
order.
Fuck. God
And
damn it.
Raiko the Lightsworn Hunter is in the first block.
I will mute up because I will just be screaming obscenities.
I
It's
love
just
that
dumb.
card. Don't
And I
care.
hate you for loving that card.
Other than just in general, the design is very unusual. I don't think Dragonith is badly designed. It's just kind of weird. I think it makes
Oh.
sense for Lightsworn.
Speaking of design, though, I posted a GIF in our chat, and for the people in the stream chat, why is it so bottom heavy? Why is it so extra?
It's
thick?
very
I think that's just
chunky.
I think that's just the armor a bit, but also the perspective.
No.
I
It's,
think that's why I
Look at this one
considered
here.
it Kirin, because those are like generally like, you know what a specific design it reminds me of? This is a weird
Yes.
thought, but go with me. I'm assuming everyone in this call has seen Princess Mononoke, or I will kick you from this call.
yes.
But it
I
reminds
might
me
have,
of
but
the
it's
weird
fucking
forest
weird.
spirit from that.
Yes, I at Dallas, I was
Oh.
thinking about it being like the spirit of the forest. Yeah, it's definitely, and that guy also has some very weird proportions and shots. I want to
Oh,
say
yeah.
in general, this is very Ghibli-esque, or there it is. I finally remembered it. I couldn't remember the name, The Never-Ending Story, for a little bit. I got it. There it is.
Oh,
Yeah, the
sure.
fucking dragon guy from Neverending Story.
Like it's not one to one,
Falcor,
but it definitely feels like it's in that ballpark of like weird like storybook fantasy dragons.
God, this thing is so much actual, just normal hair.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
like-
very. It's
I
once
love
again,
that.
I guess Dallas is right. The light must give you the power of permanent conditioner, because otherwise, Jesus Christ,
You know,
Yeah,
it does your hair for you.
Judgment Dragon Christ.
I can't tell if that's its tail or it's actually no. There's a different.
No, it's
No,
hair.
no,
It also has a
it's
weird thing
just
about
goes
it.
way
It has
down.
like fur
But
plumes on the end of each of its
just-
appendages.
Because Dallas and Omega mentioned it, I typed in Falcor into the gift search, and of course, similar to my feelings, I find this one.
What the fuck?
But so just as a thing, because this is maybe a thing that we have noticed, is like I am weird, where I'm a Jink enthusiast, but only about very weird specific things.
You
I like
are
this one card.
you are a theme enthusiast. I mean, strictly speaking, especially in their first wave that came out, Dragonith is not an awful card. It's clearly meant to.
It's not
I
a
played one of it.
It's
but
meant
this
to be
actually
like
have
the
it
other
different.
Celestia. Well, admittedly, we talked about this earlier. UX were also going for like 50 or
Celestia's
60
just
card.
way better. That's the problem.
Axe was going for 50 or 60 card brews. Like he was playing the version where you play more cards, which is legitimate. There are like I said, there are 50 and 60 card versions of Lightsworn that have
But
come
But-
out.
it's mill 8 a turn.
But Omega,
so
that didn't start becoming standard until more cards that.
Well, no, it's
benefited
it's
from being
true, but
tossed
still, like
came
that's
out.
what I mean. Axe was playing a different variation, and I mean he made it to finals that one time. But
Omega, I feel like if you're using that as an argument, I definitely have authority over this conversation.
I thought.
'Cause I remember what happened in those finals.
yeah, I already told people to go check it out.
Dallas was about to say this is Gargle now.
No,
I
But
did.
Gra-
I
Dragonith's-
call this guy Gargamel all the time.
Dragonith is a level
I can't be
6
bothered to
dragon.
remember his name.
It has 2k attack, 1600 defense. Yes, you may notice that by default that is lower than Celestia. But this card gains 300 attack and defense for each Lightsworn in your graveyard with a different name. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing. During each of her end phases, send 3. So, I can understand why Konami made this card. This is meant to work on a different axis than Celestia. Celestia only mills.
He's a twin pop.
Yes, but only if you tribute her with specifically when you tribute summon her by tributing a Lightsworn, and then you have to mill 4. It's good. It's not good in all circumstances. I understand why they made Dragonith. I think the main thing is just the attack modulation is too small. At best, you're going to tribute summon it with a Lightsworn and make it the exact same stat line as Celestia, and then it just has piercing and it mills 3 in your end phase. Obviously, that has a high chance of making it bigger. It's just even, again, I mentioned this with some other cards. even back in the day, for first wave Lightsworn, Graganith, I think, is too slow to play seriously at high level, like, constructed tables. It's too slow. Which is really weird to say because, once again, this was the last set of GX. This was their first wave of support.
Yeah.
This card is already too slow. That should just let you know just how fucking explosive these guys are.
All of the really good, like, decks at the time were running... Because, Omega, you gotta remember, like, the reason why I say Celestia is way better is because you gotta remember, in the metagame where Lightsworn came out in, Premature Burial was still legal.
Yeah.
Monster Reborn was legal. Rhoda was at 3.
Yeah.
Hell, Lightsworn ran Monster Reincarnation.
Yeah. Well, that's your cycle your guys in Graveyard. Yeah, no, it's just... It's a very interesting circumstance of, like, in an alternate world, in a different format, Graganith could have been the guy.
Yeah. I've seen Graganith get used. I think one of our chatters mentioned, or one of your chatters mentioned it, that it was used in, oh no, it was Marth. It was used in very specific Judgment Dragon turbo decks.
Yeah.
Just because it names checks dragon, so you can pitch it with certain stuff.
Yeah, it is a dragon, and it's got dragon in its name.
Yeah.
All right, so now it is time for the card we were talking about earlier with Garoth. Normally, the best normal summon in your deck. Jane, the Lightsworn Paladin.
Well, at least for a while.
Yeah, for many years until a certain boy comes out.
I think.
No, Raiden was 2014. I would assume that he's usually your.
Okay, 2014.
Yeah,
okay, hold on. I just realized something about this I want to say. Look at this androgynous looking fuck wearing armor that is like clearly, apparently twice the size of their body shape.
So,
their head is tiny.
This has been the big thing with Jane.
The person was drawn here, and then they drew the armor over the.
What gender is Jane? If they are a gender, they can be non-binary.
Valiant.
It's 2022. I don't know.
Their gender is Iron Valiant, and I stand by this.
Yeah,
the gender is Deus Vult.
Jane is a very ambiguous name.
I think in some.
Oh yeah, Dragon.
Yeah.
Graganith being in the Dragon Ruler variant makes sense because it is a dragon. You can banish that motherfucker.
Well, Jane spelled. I should say it is Jane spelled the Jain, which is a specific spelling of the word.
Thank you, Architect. Also, Caesar's right. It's not 2022 anymore, Omega.
Oh yeah, you're right. I talked about that. It's 2023 now, right? I talked about that in the one, and I have to switch. You're right. I got to start saying it's 2023.
But no, Jane is the. God, I can say this internet don't get mad at me.
Owned this car back when I was in like.
I can say this internet don't get mad at me. Jane is the official queer ambassador for the Yu-Gi-Oh franchise. I feel like.
I mean, I definitely feel like there are a few MBT has videos about taking the piss with old Twitter threads about the gayest archetypes.
I can't think of one that's earlier.
Yes.
That's the thing.
Unless you want to make jokes about Rainbow Neos. But Rainbow Neos, I think, was still after this, technically. He was a later promo.
No, Rainbow is kind of by one set.
Okay, by one set. It would have been about this time. But that's like,
I can't
that's
really argue that. I can really argue that Exorcister's like super ambiguously gay.
But Exorcister also came out in 2020, X.
Yeah, true.
I really.
Also, it's really not ambiguously gay. It's very much a reference to classical Yuri manga.
It's just not
when I say I don't care about this, I don't mean to say I hate it, but I don't care about them being ambiguous. Oh, yeah, about their gender.
I enjoy it.
I care about the fact that the armor looks like it's way too big for this motherfucker.
I mean,
that's hilarious, though.
This is very much like from a certain school of old school RPG, and even some MMO design armors. Like, this is a big, chunky armor, at least the upper body. I also think Axe is correct. I do kind of feel like some of these guys are drawn, their armor is drawn second. Like, it's not drawn naturally as part of the armor. They, like sketch out the body and then cover it up.
Like, in Photoshop, it looks like the armor's on a second layer from the face.
Also, just hold on, let me double check. There's no, like, censored... No, Jane has always had this card art. So, the artist just drew Jane's slightly pinchable waist with, like... I think that's supposed to be this whole armor plate on the body. thing, like
Oh,
this
yeah.
area here going there, but it looks very skin tight at that level.
So I
It is every time they would draw females.
jokes
actually,
aside, I have always thought Jane is a female, for the specific reason that I think this is a direct reference to Joan of Arc.
I can see that. Yeah.
Because of how the armor is drawn, the fact that it is vaguely Gothic French, the fact that it is bigger on her than it is supposed to be, because that's the whole legend of, like, crazy farm girl leads army, news at 11.
I just realized why a part of me does not like the armor set.
Yeah.
It reminds me of ridiculous Sisters of Battle armor. This is a Sisters of Battle.
Yeah, it is
God,
definitely kind of like
you're
that.
right.
It's very like top heavy.
This makes me think if they ever made Warhammer Fantasy Sisters of Battle.
Yes, when they
also,
did that, yeah.
She is also cosplaying Gallant Mon.
A little bit.
Kind of.
I want to throw this out there. It's very interesting to me that
mean
like
Duke
her sword or their sword,
Oh,
whatever
right.
it is very short. Like it's like you can't see all of it. It looks kind of stubby, but you can see the whole scabbard back here. It's not like a really really long sword. It's kind of lighter. But yeah,
It's a short sword.
I want to say though
Remember what we
the
were
art.
talking about earlier though, Omega,
What?
with the fancy neck piece for the armor.
Oh yeah, you like this better
is
because
the
it's
design I much prefer. For
yeah,
that.
I can see that. This one's a lot tighter
Yeah,
in.
no.
And it's because
Good
Jane's hair fits through it much better than Garoth's does. I want to say definitely. I feel like I think the reason why a lot of people have this quote unquote ambiguous vibe is again because on the one hand, very narrow waist, but I assume it's partially because of the armor, but like very wide shoulder spacing. It's meant to be a little different. I think they were trying to go for some ethereal stuff here.
You know what it is? They have a Gundam body type.
Yeah. No, he's right.
No, I'm not even making a joke.
No, I'm laughing because you're right.
Yeah, because Gundams are specifically designed with feminine lower halves because they create better balance.
Oh, at least
Like
some
a
later
ball.
Gundams. The OG Mobile Suit Gundams are very just generically blocky.
Yeah, the ball is very feminine.
Quiet you.
Classic feminine design, Big Zam.
Big Zam's got great legs.
Yeah, no, like every time
Why
I
is
hear
he
Gundam
so
now, my mind
thick?
goes to Danny just going, Big Zam.
I mean,
That's
it's a
fair.
worthy meme. Big Zam's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, Dallas, I left you a thing in the chat.
Anyway, yeah. So let's talk about actually why Jane is like your premier
Oh, God,
normal
it
summon.
is.
Jane is another level 4 light warrior, 1800 attack, 1200 defense. So normally this is smaller than Garoth, but if this card attacks an opponent's monster, it gains 300 attack during the damage step. So normally, and again, this is a swarming deck that trends towards OTKing. You would probably be going second a lot in Lightsworn. When you are on the attack,
No, actually, in early builds of Lightsworn, you always go first.
interesting. What do
Because
you?
it wasn't fast enough to pure OTK.
I guess that makes sense,
You had to
but
look at-
Probably,
it did
early
some build
builds.
already.
Yeah, understandable.
still, like in general, Jane is the one you're summoning when you've got the initiative, whenever that is,
Yeah.
because you gain 300 attack when attacking, and then during your end phase send 2.
And I would
Yeah,
say
that's why she's
the
better
reason-
than Garoth.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
probably
look.
the reason why in our progression series why it was so easy for people to Lightsworn immediately was because we were playing traditional, so probably some cards that were banned that really helped these guys turbo were still banned when this came out.
No, the time because I only OTK'd with this deck once, and it's because I drew literally, I think, a perfect hand.
You also drew like some
I
anonymous Lightning cards to help in there.
Also, hold on, sorry, I have to say this. Dallas, can you spell Nuzlocke correctly?
Spell does not correctly or die. Challenge.
That's how it's spelled.
Okay, sure.
No, I can tell you why. Because it's the lock in Nuzlocke is based off of John Locke, not Locke is in Keylock. Because the original comic was a fusion of the John Locke's face and a Nuzleaf.
Oh yeah, because it was always.
But also,
it's
Dallas,
always, like,
you know that
2K,
there's a
yeah?
C and a K in lock, right?
Oh,
Got
Oh,
him.
that's what he was fucking up. Okay.
god damn it.
Got him.
Welcome to my Nuzlocke.
Nuzlocke.
All right. So I
There it
guess
is.
that
That's
was a
my
different
version.
step
Anyway,
now.
Jane's really good. Jane sends 2 in the end phase, and it becomes 21 when you're attacking, which is bigger than, everybody. Well, also Spirit and Lapis. Ariel is literally designed to look feminine for reasons we don't need to get into right now. But you may have noticed that Ariel has a prominent chest section and has fingernail-like claws. It's a design choice.
You changed your name, Dallas. My act got bigger.
It did. It's very funny. But yeah, so Jane is one of your big 4s. Very powerful. Gets you great setups.
I wouldn't say she's a big 4. I mean, she's definitely better than Garroth because she has her own, or they have their own self-mill.
I mean, out of your, we're getting pretty low in there. I'm not sure. I think, is Lila the only other 4 left? No, Wolf is technically a 4, but you can't normal summon him.
Well, here's the thing. There are other cards than 4s that came out immediately.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying, though. Like,
out of your 4s?
Yeah, Jane is probably one of your best level 4s. And eminently usable because of, as you said, Rhoda was at 3 right now.
Yeah.
You could also search Garroth with that, but, Jane is probably better for a search most of the time.
Yeah, because in all honesty, like, what's the base attack? 1800?
Yeah.
And gains 3 attack? Yeah, so, being able to just attack someone with a 2100 attack monster on your turn is pretty good. So I remember
if you are attacking, Jane will be bigger than basically anything else your opponent can normal summon in this time period, and will crash with a Sidra if you're attacking.
Yeah, this won people a lot of early board advantage in Prague from memory.
No.
I'm not sure about if it won them games, but it won them advantage.
Yeah.
Omega did identify why it was another reason why it's better than Garroth is because it crashes with exactly Sidra.
Yeah, Sidras were... I don't think... Has Vanilla Sidra ever been limited in any way? I don't think so. Like, Sidra was always a possible tech choice ever since it came out, so you always got to worry about that in the side.
Yeah.
I need to divorce myself from Master Duel because I hear Sidra. I just remember all the fucking Sidra decks.
But let's talk about another great card. This one's level 3. This is the uncensored version. This is the Tum version.
Yeah.
Because they gave her a body glove to hide her navel.
Spoiler, Omega. This is the best normal summon in Lightsworn.
Oh yeah, no. And you'll chat if you don't get why, you'll find out in a second. It's not just because she's blonde and tan, though. That's a great, great plus one there.
Left fucking hand.
I just know she has like a fucking tiara.
What
what the fuck is a left hand doing?
It's doing magic
doing
hand
magic
signs.
symbols.
She's doing little circles,
With
buddy.
She's doing the JoJo pose.
She's doing sigils.
She's got the
No, she's
pinky
doing
up.
devil horns. She's going to a Dio concert.
Holy I bet the Light Swords love Holy Diver.
Yeah.
Yo, where's my Aqua type Light Sworn, the Light Sworn Diver? Konami, seriously, giving you free shit here.
Honestly, the thing is that they would not. I guess they wouldn't be. It would just be Aqua. Yeah. Aqua type, yeah.
Holy Diver, you've been down too long in the Midnight Sea. Come on. Oh, what's becoming of me?
And it's
Okay,
Light
now
Sworn,
I just want a
Omega?
Lightsworn Lightning Tiger.
Lightsworn Daedalus. Let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, there's already
There's already a Light Ray Daedalus, but yeah, no.
I know that.
Art-wise, and we did not actually specify, but this is Lumina, the Lightsworn Summoner. Yeah, art-wise, no. Lumina's pretty good.
Yeah, no. Sorry, I was just baffled by just the.
Yeah, no, she's doing weird magic
left
hands. I
mean, I
her
gotta
hands seem
say,
a little large. I don't know if that's
her
like the
art's
circles.
good. I'm not the biggest fan of her art, her dress motif, and I'll tell you why.
Okay, I'm interested.
If I showed you this art with no context, I would not. The first guess of what archetype it belongs to me would not be Lightsworn, because this looks like a Gravekeeper card.
I was about to say, as soon as you started, I'm like, I can see where you're going with this. It's Gravekeeper, but
It's 100% a Gravekeeper.
I mean,
card.
kind of. I think I would still, like, in a vacuum, if I knew that those two archetypes existed, I would still probably think this one's a Lightsworn because she's still white and gold.
and she's got that.
Yeah, but
kinda
so are the
shiny halo
Gravekeepers.
behind her.
No. Gravekeepers are in
sorry,
black,
Gravekeeper
Dallas.
Oracle?
Okay, Oracle because she's cosplaying as Shizu Ishtar. All of the rest of them are dressed in black.
Well, it's It's because you know what really is throwing me off? It is the tiara, because it looks like a Millennium Eye.
I don't think it looks like that. But
Okay,
when I think of
okay.
Gravekeepers, I think of exactly Spy and Guard. They are both in black.
I also think Heretic, but that's just me.
The thing is,
Heretic's another good pick, but I think he's wearing black
I will
or brown
agree
as
with
well.
Dallas to an extent. This does, if in a vacuum, you can think of this as
I
a
mean,
Gravekeeper
I will say
card,
this,
But in all honesty, that kind of fits to her aesthetic as...
Well, the Summoner, yeah. So they've definitely done, and I like this. They've done a little bit of things with like giving them all slightly different touches. They have similar color schemes. I do kind of think maybe to make her a little more Lightsworn, they should have done more than just the beads to give her that splash of red. Like usually Lightsworns have a little bit of red in there somewhere, or some other side colors.
I appreciate her weird scarf tunic top thing.
Yes.
Oh, I like the top. It's
the elements are
it's
good.
the jewelry that's throwing me off.
The jewelry is often the weird parts of this. This one I will say, I do kind of feel like it's weird to say this, but for a Lightsworn, she is rather basic, which does make her more generic. Even though, again, as we said, this is one of the most important Lightsworn cards they printed in this first batch.
Yeah.
It's a really good and important card.
It's funny because it's one of those few cards I look at and go, thank fuck it's basic and not over-designed to all hell and back.
Yes, but it does definitely, like, I think hurt her brand identity a little, but it's nice. I like it. And again, if you don't know, for some ungodly reason, the TCG, because they hate tummies, hid her. They don't really hide her belly button. They just painted it white, so they're like, she's not wearing a cutoff top.
To be fair, with her outfit and the way she's got her hips cocked, you could totally see her doing a belly dance as she summons something.
Well, yeah. There's definitely a lot of motion here. Just be glad, Kamine, that we don't show her feet, because I'm sure she's not wearing anything on them.
God, yeah, get the Bloodborne community in on this.
I love that shit.
But yeah, no. Lumen is cool. I do think the little crown thing is a little goofy.
Yeah.
It's a little silly,
goofy.
but it's very tiny, so it's very easy to miss when you're staring at a real life Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Oh fuck! What's the name of it? It's not. She has something similar to like a headband or some other kind of head accessory to be better. That was like a circlet.
Yeah, a circlet probably would have been better.
It took me a while to remember what the fuck that was called.
And then, to explain why she is fucking busted, Lumina is a level 3 light spellcaster. She has 1k, 1k, so she would be searchable with Sangan and Witch, hypothetically. Also, you can summon her off of Angel, Luminous Angel. I don't know if... I know we played Luminous Angels, but that's because we were playing Limited. Did you actually play Luminous Angel in regular Lightsworn builds and like Constructor?
I don't believe so, no.
Yeah. That was a weird tech we did. But her effect is, once per turn, you can discard a card, then target a level 4 or lower Lightsworn monster in your graveyard, special summon it during your end phase mill 3. So, first of all, this card is why, by the way, Arcus is dumb and bad and not good. Because you cannot Lumina when you've got Arcus because neither player can target. But also, you may notice that the specific verbiage there. Once per turn, you can discard, then target. This means you don't need to have a Lightsworn in your graveyard to activate this effect. You can pitch for cost first to put the Lightsworn you want to summon in there. So, assuming you are doing this correctly, you will always have something to summon, and you will always be extending with Lumina. And she also mills 3, so yeah, no, this is just really good. It's just pure advantage.
Hey, Omega, do you want to play a fun game?
Okay, which one? Which game are we playing?
This is called How Good Was This Archetype? In that, how many... Because I'll give you a little bit of a spoiler, because why else would I bring this up?
Yeah.
This is one of a number of Lightsworn cards that have spent time on the Bangalore Limited list. Or semi-limited.
Yeah.
Can you guess how many in the archetype have?
Oh, overall?
Yes. I'll give you a hint. It's more than one.
Yeah, I know that. I know for a fact, because I know of at least 2. Is it 3? Have 3 cards been on the Forbidden Limited list? I'll go with 3 just because I can't think of any more. Chat, you want to get some others in here? Loth, Axe, take your guesses.
No, so I was busy typing something. I'll post it after this because
okay,
it's adding Dallas again. But I've got no comment on that because I wasn't listening. So
Marth also thinks 3. Dax, you here?
How many times it was like Banner Limited? Or this one?
How many different cards?
Yeah, how many different cards in Lightsworn?
No, how many different Lightsworn cards?
You might actually remember.
Oh, I'm gonna say 4. Fuck it.
I was thinking like 2.
Loth is the correct one.
Oh, it was 4. What's
You've
the
got
fourth one?
Lumina, Curious, which is still banned.
Oh, right. Sorry,
right.
that was my bad. I was thinking historically. You are
Sure.
correct. Curious is hit in the TCG.
Judgment Dragon and Charge of the Derp Brigade.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. That's not technically correct, but hasn't the man, the myth, the legend, the dog been limited also or banned?
No, Raiko's never been limited.
Oh, I guess they've just been errata.
No.
I could have sworn. So I guess my logic was
Nope.
sound, but I was still incorrect. I could have sworn Raiko was
It's
limit 1
Judgment,
at least. Point.
Charge, Lumina, and
Yeah, I was like Lumina, Judgment
Curious.
Dragon, because Judgment Dragon is the boss. He's the one to hit if you're trying to like limit this deck's cap, is to reduce your amount of Judgment Dragons, because that guy can be a fucker. But yes, Lumina is really good. All right, do I have the card art pulled up? Yes, I do. Okay, so next up, another L name, another decently good card. It is Lila, the Lightsworn Sorceress. I'm going to be honest, I don't think there's a lot to say about this card art. She sure be a Lightsworn Sorceress. I like it, but it's very
what's her
simple.
fucking name? Because why is Eowyn in this fucking card game?
Yeah.
She does have kind of pointed ears. I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of generic fantasy vibes here. I find it interesting. She's got a little on her little like. It's not quite a circlet thing, but she's got a moon, a crescent moon on her little forehead dangly bit. Don't know why.
Hang on, I need to check something.
There's also a lot
She's
of
summoning the
tridents.
spirit bomb.
No, she's praising the sun.
I mean, yeah, she is actually praising the
Either
sun.
She's
or.
channeling
Wow.
holy.
I also know. I'm
Yeah, no,
noticing now
this
there's
is
a lot of tridents.
No, wait, this was before Dark Souls released.
Well,
Yeah.
no shit.
Not by that long. It's 2010 versus 2011.
Yeah, it's still very funny. But yeah, no, there's
But also,
agree.
she's doing the rocks come at me gesture.
yeah.
Just
The artist
for-
is having a lot of fun with the hands. I would say more about her rod, but I can't see most of it. Well, I can see most of it. I guess I can't see the business
cloak being
parts.
slightly see-through.
Yes, I was going to bring that up earlier. The translucency is very
sorry.
good. No, it's fine. I didn't get to say it yet.
Oh, and it looks like, because you can see the cloak transparency, but there's also an added like layer of white on top. I think she also has like a hood that's currently down.
Yes, it definitely looks like up here you can see she's got the clasp for like a hood to go over her head
So I will say
to be
the
ballin'.
interesting bit is that she is very much a very regal white mage, because I know when we get to Twilight Sworn, we got a black mage look. You know?
It's true. I believe Lila is one of the Twilight Sworn versions, and I think she gets a hat.
Yeah. I think it's Lila, Jane, Raiko,
And Lumina.
Kara?
She'll be standing in a fucking ley lines and never moving.
Well, actually, it's funny you say that, because there is a card art that's kind of like that. I don't know if we'll get to spell traps. Well, you should at least mention, like I said, recharge and charge, because they're very, very important.
Yeah, we need to show. I think we need to show Charge. I love that art so much.
That's fair.
So Lila's another spellcaster. She's another one of your good level 4s. She has 1700 attack, 200 defense. God, if only you guys had an in-archetype rekindling. You can target a spell trap your opponent controls, change this card's battle position, or this card's battle position can't be changed till the end of your next turn. Then change this card from face-up attack to face-up defense. Destroy that target. Once per turn during your end phase, send 3. So, yeah, Lila was just your in-archetype spell trap removal. Obviously, if you could, you would prefer to go for the Celestia Summon to mill and pop up a 2 and also have a big body. But Lila definitely works. If your opponent has a problematic spell trap, Lumina, pitch Lila, summon Lila is a very common one I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Just normal summoning Lila if your opponent's playing some dumb floodgate shit. Stuff like that. It's a not the most broken card, but definitely still a good card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's useful. That it's
Yeah.
basic thing. It's useful.
It's
not the most powerful, but useful.
it's not your strongest pop in this deck.
Well,
Yeah, but-
once again, it's one of those things where it gets you access to the milling immediately.
Yeah.
So it's better than stuff like Garroth
Mhm.
or Arcus, whatever. The
Well,
fuck
and
his
I would
name
also
is.
say it's even better than no Arcus mills 2 right away.
I
It's just
think
Arcus
that's
blocks your other
ridiculous.
plays.
Involving World of Warcraft, I hate you, Dallas. I heard Garrosh.
We all hear things. All right, now's the part where
It's
Loth's
time
gonna be
for
unreasonably angry at a
everybody.
dog. Bark!
Bark.
Reiko, jump scare!
You.
Reiko really does look like he, she, or they are doing a jump scare pose. Like this is
Also,
an
hold
angry
on.
dog.
Why is the dog thick?
I think part of it's the weird angle,
The
but
armor.
yes, it's just I don't.
No, the dog definitely has.
The
leg
artist is
muscles.
not good at drawing slim animals. It is also very funny. The artist clearly did use some kind of I want to say Shiba for this, or maybe no, with the poofy tail.
It's like a Shiba wolf.
Yeah. It's like the artist probably had a Shiba around the office as a guide and then was like, how do I make this scary? I'll wolf it up a little bit.
Fuck you, Chris Edwards. God damn it.
I'll say this.
What's your dog doing? Flipping.
What the dog
I-
doing?
I hate this art of Reiko
Yeah?
because I know the potential of Reiko.
It's true.
And this
there's,
art looks derpy.
there's a couple of good... Reiko,
don't
as you
like-
might expect, has been very popular in lots of decks over time for reasons we'll get into in a second. And why
You don't like
Loth
the
hates
fact
this
that
card.
The face down dog got his head down and his ass up.
Yeah. I don't think this is the best pose or design. The face proportions are a little derpy. Its mouth doesn't look quite right.
It actually doesn't look like it's quite attached to the body with the way
Yeah.
it's placed.
Well, and that's something Axe has been talking about. There are a lot of cases with Lightsworn art where it feels like certain parts of the drawing are done like on a different layer in Photoshop. Raiko's head definitely has a little bit of that energy. It's probably because you can't see its neck.
Also, this has
Keep
big
saying it
non.
because I think it's true.
Well, yeah,
this
that's
has
okay.
big non-threatening energy pose. Like
Bark.
This dog is not threatening.
Well,
I-
I mean,
No,
it kind of
looks like it's being. It looks like it's being threatened, honestly.
it kind
So
of
it-
isn't threatening.
I would say this would be better as a side shot.
Yes.
Well, it's just
Like,
the.
on
It's just,
Large.
There
Oh
are
my
some
God, oh
there
my
are some
God.
better. Good.
so I know you've been playing Violet and Scarlet. It looks like that one derpy ass dog Pokemon.
There's
Well,
three.
which one?
Name one.
The one
That
that
boss
looks
dude?
derpy.
Which one?
You're gonna have to narrow it down
There's
for
a
me,
derpy
Dallas.
one- Okay,
Color,
no,
what color?
there's no. There's the derpy one, the dead one, and the one made of bread.
Well, there's also the
Oh.
rock one.
Mabostiff?
That's not new. No, his pre-evolution.
Yeah, I don't remember what that's called. It's something Mastiff. The
Yeah, it's
Mastiff
like
line.
match-
Yeah, no,
match
that makes
stiff or
sense. Yes,
something.
I understand. Yeah,
The face he's making is the same thing.
you are correct. This is a dog that's
Where's
trying
it?
really hard to be scary, and it is not.
It's trying to be scary, but it just looks stupid.
Whereas the ghost candle dog is much more existentially terrifying just by existing.
But he's so cute.
Oh,
He's so
Mastiff.
good.
Yeah,
Ugh.
Mischief.
And if I was at 30, damn.
Yeah, no, it's one of those Pokemon. It's a weird one.
But I mean, out of the three dogs, he's probably the best of them.
Look,
Just because you
I
don't get
like,
the dead one until like way
It's
late.
true. That guy's way late. I like the bread dog 'cause it's funny.
It's just a personal opinion, but I like Mastiff and Mabostiff because I love
Oh no,
Massive.
Mobostiv is one of my favorite designs in the.
big floppy dogs. I'm all in for.
Oh, Loth, you were watching God of War last night, right?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy the big tool dog in that? There was a big dog. You should go back and double check the stream.
Look,
It's
I'll
been a
put this on record. I think this is the best Pokemon generation since Gen 3.
That's fair.
No,
In
it's
terms of
hey, that's pretty
overall
good.
Designs.
It's
what I've
it's
seen
it's really
about-
funny how most people who actually play Pokemon Scarlet or Violet are like, damn, this game's really good. It's kind of a shame that the graphics are a little weird, but
Oh,
Yeah.
oh no.
I've seen,
Oh, God.
I've seen the general consensus being, man, this game is fucking unpolished, but boy, is it just fun. And
Well,
that's it.
here's the difference. As someone who played Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl as well, the difference is I played those games and I'm like, oh hey, this is a buggy nightmare and I hate it and I'm not having fun.
Yeah, no.
Whereas this game is, oh hey, it's a buggy nightmare and I fucking love it.
yeah.
Sorry,
So
because
this is what
everyone's
early
like,
access games feel like.
we we got the fucking Earthworm, which is one of my favorite new Pokemon. It's
The
just so-
worm.
Earthworm.
Steel.
Earthworm.
The-
And it has little spindly arms that come out. It's like
I
a
think
fucking
there's only
toy.
like one Pokemon I can genuinely say I fucking hate from this gen.
Oh, okay.
Well, two. The Elvis bird, I fucking hate it.
Yeah, understandable.
And I hate Wiglet because it's a useless piece of shit.
Understandable.
It's just bad.
Understandable. Have a nice day. It's a weird boy. All right, so Raiko, let's actually talk about why Raiko is both not a threatening dog and also is a jump scare. Raiko is a light beast, flip, level 2, 200 attack, 100 defense. So, in fact, yes, Raiko as a monster does nothing. But also, the current version of its card text is flip. Apply these effects simultaneously. You can destroy one card in the field. Send the top 3 cards from your deck to your graveyard. Raiko has been through a lot of errata. You will notice specifically that says you do not target and destroy. It's just you can destroy a card on the field.
If I remember correctly, it's the third most errataed card in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, I think it's got it's got 5 total erratas.
Sorry,
Not counting the fact that it had an original text.
You don't need to apologize for going off on that tangent. I happily joined you on that tangent.
Yeah.
So it's all good.
I've been enjoying the hell out of.
I need
those
to
games.
get back to it. I've been playing lots of other games in my downtime, but I need to go back and get in there and.
It's so
polish up my
nice to be
list.
able to enjoy a Pokemon game.
But yeah, so Raiko's original card text is flipped. You can destroy a card on the field, send the top 3 cards of your deck. The first errata was like you can select one card and destroy it, implying that it can target, and then it got reprinted specifically as target a card, destroy that target. And then eventually it got the fourth effect to the fourth version was that it added the bullet points to do those simultaneously. And that still said target, and then the 5th one was like, no, actually we don't want this one to target. Raiko is so all over the place. So currently it doesn't target. And that's actually a really interesting effect. It then sends 3. So Raiko has been popular in absolute fuck tons of decks. Because it is a flip monster, it is a beast, it is light, it is low level, and its effect is a non-targeting destruction, and you mill 3 simultaneously.
Oh no, my mistake. Raiko is the 8th most errated card.
Okay. Also, you may be wondering, chat, about that pronunciation. Yes, Raiko is correct. That's how it's spelled in Japanese. It's just spelled a weird way in English, because fuck you, I guess.
I just...
Oh my god,
this
pronunciation
guy-
is gonna make me kill someone.
Every
Can
time
I-
I had... Yeah, Dallas?
One more Pokemon tangent, I promise.
That's fine. I'll pull up the next card while we're waiting.
It's pronounced Giacomo, not Giacomo. I want to murder people.
Giacomo? Well, what?
There's a character named Giacomo in the game. And I've heard so many people pronounce it Giacomo.
Listen, people in America don't know how to pronounce things. Guys,
There are
you're
people
not
that
gonna.
don't know the word fascism, how you say fascism, but this is just classic.
Well,
Look, there are
that
people
guy
pronounce-
was just an uneducated idiot. Anyway, hey guys, do you notice something wrong with this?
Why does he have abs on his armor?
He doesn't have abs on his armor. His armor
It's just
stops
very-
there.
This is a fucking Borrow Wolf. What the fuck?
No. You're not looking in the correct area. Allow me to illustrate
why
with
did
you.
leak my
Oh,
fur?
does he-
Why did you
does he
leak
have,
my
like-
fur?
does he have
affinity
side
tag?
No,
muscles?
you can
Sorry.
see his ass.
We live in a society, chat.
Yeah, no, he's got that Joker smile.
Oh, Jesus, fuck.
I think it's just a very weird face.
No matter
No,
what,
this
he's
is
got a
just
bad
persona.
face.
But
Yes.
Omega, look towards the legs. Can you see? Is that meant to be leg muscles, or that is ass?
I mean,
cheek
that's a
muscle?
little bit the curve of his ass cheek. Yeah, Wolf is wearing some very tight pants. Also, by the way, Wolf is wearing pants. I mean, he should be wearing pants with the way he's posed, but also, like, this guy's so weird. He's got Wolverine claws on one arm, and then he's got, I think it's an axe, but I can't fucking tell. He's got a fucking ponytail? Like, oh, he has 2 sets of Wolverine claws.
He's still got he's still got the Wolverine claws.
It's just, this is so
But it's
weird.
part of his
He does
armor.
not have nipples.
No nipples.
It's
Oh,
just
he's
so
also got the Rob Liefeld abs.
so weird. Yeah, he's got I mean, again, this is late GX. Abs on abs isn't that weird, but yes, this is just Wolf is weird.
It would have been better if I didn't see the close up of his face and you pointing out that we live in a society.
Yes,
Jesus
no, that's
fuck.
what I first thought. I was like, oh, this is the part I don't like about this.
I love this art. I can't say
Of
why.
course.
It's just
Dallas, of course you love this art.
It's very silly.
it's so creepy.
You're a closeted gay furry. We all know this.
I am not a closeted anything.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
sorry,
about
my
to
bad.
say,
You're-
Loth. What about Dallas's existence implies that he knows what a closet is?
It's
Dallas doesn't just fly his freak flag. He has his freak flag attached to a rocket and has shot that into space.
Loth, I think you're wrong because Dallas is he's a bicurious Hellraiser minion.
I'm not. Also, yeah, no, thank you. I'm not. I wouldn't say curious. I wouldn't say curious. I wouldn't say curious.
Sorry, I'm just having a fucking breakdown right
Dallas,
I'm down with
Dallas is
curiosity.
the man to run 2 Lightsworn Curious. So he is curious.
here. Okay, all right. We don't have anything to say
All
more
right,
about Wolf's art.
Cut it.
So, fun fact: Wolf the Lightsworn Beast, literally Light Lord Beast Wolf. It's the lamest name ever.
God, the Japanese names are so bad.
Yeah, they're all in English, so they're trying way too hard. We all know this. So Wolf is a level 4 Beast Warrior, and yes, this is a Beast Warrior. This is what a Beast Warrior looks like, chat.
Yes, no, this is what true male.
He's a level 4. He has 2100 attack, 300 defense. He cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned by a card effect. If this card is sent from your deck to your graveyard, special summon it. So Wolf is a very critical piece of Lightsworn's swarming and blowout effect.
Yes.
Basically, you never want to draw Wolf, and if you do draw Wolf, you want to be able to hopefully pitch him with Lumina. Because
I draw him all the time.
There's been so many times Axe and Dallas has drawn exactly 2 or 3 Wolf in this.
Because that's the thing you don't want. He is a Garnet. Admittedly, he's a soft Garnet, but he is absolutely a Garnet. But what you want to do is you want to pitch a shitload of cards to your graveyard in end phase or when you activate an effect and be like, oh, hey, I got 2 Wolves in there.
I hate to say this, but if you changed his white and gold colors to anything else, he would just be a Glad Beast.
You are correct.
You really would.
That would make sense. This
Maybe
is that
give him
era.
some, you probably give. I feel like you'd have to make his axe more cybernetic, but yeah.
Glad Beast, another one of those weird archetypes that were very good around this point. They were also absolutely fucking snackerdoodled by Dad.
Oh, we still haven't done Glad Beast yet, haven't we?
I think we just did them recently, didn't we?
Oh, did we
No?
miss them in the Master
No,
Duel
we
lineup?
skipped
Might
them.
have.
Yeah,
we
we
did
skipped
them
them in
recently.
Shiranui.
Because I remember we talked. Because I remember we actually went.
Here,
Honest
yeah.
amongst us, Marth will come in and say whether we did.
Marth
or
could
not.
double check
No,
if
no,
we did do it.
Marth checked.
No, but I thought we did them recently.
Oh,
We
let's see.
didn't.
Maybe I scrolled too far. That should have been before Karakuri, so I guess we did skip them. We'll go back and do that next week then.
Wait, I thought.
Oh no!
I mean, unless Marth
Are
says that we
doing
didn't
this
do that.
again? Really?
I don't want to talk about.
It would,
James.
like, I can tell you literally where that episode should be because it should be before Karakuri and after Megalith. That's
I
because
know
that's
we
where
did-
it is in the solo mode list, but I feel like I don't remember it being there, so we might not have gotten
I
to that
remember
one
we
yet.
did like relatively recent. The fuck?
I feel like we talked about Glad Beast.
We
recently.
keep talking about doing it. We've never done it.
Marth hasn't come back yet, so I assume he is frantically scrolling through the channel backlog.
Yeah, Marth is like,
Because I remember we did cover them because I remember us talking.
Yes,
like,
somebody
making-
said the board
No.
farmer we did do Glad Beast. I think we did do it because I remember all of the dumb
Oh,
shit
I
like
think
Tamer
Was it
Editor
when I
and
was
stuff.
out?
You might have been
Yeah,
on that
yeah.
week. I don't
You
know.
might have been
Yeah,
when
you
I
might have
was
missed that
out.
oh
week.
yeah, no, we called you out because it was Glad Beast and you weren't there, and we were like, well, I guess Dallas isn't here.
We did our
Oh,
Jesus
Well,
joke.
Because
then I
you
have an
did-
excuse.
I
Yeah,
thought
you have an
because
excuse.
You just didn't know we were here because we didn't
Well,
check.
no,
anything.
Dallas has the excuse of he had uni.
No, I had
yesterday.
finals that
Yeah.
time.
You finals for 5 weeks though.
Yes, that's what
Yes.
having a final project is, Axe.
You got to work on it a while.
Even as someone who fucking dropped out of university, I understand that finals.
But yeah,
week.
Wolf.
Fuck.
Wolf. To get back on track, Wolf is part of your explosive strategy. He can be a very hard Garnet, but if you hit the Wolf Mills correctly, you just get extra guys who, once again, are very big. They are. He's also 21, so it crashes with Sidras. It beats over lots of other normal summons. It's a very powerful card, but it's a very
also-
risky card.
He's the reason why often Celestia or why Celestia is run. Because there's very many cards that can let you turn one Celestia because of Wolf,
Yeah.
Sorry, I need
and you
to
run a
interrupt.
lot of them.
I love the chat sometimes during this. I've never seen this person before, but fucking amazing name, the Board Farmer, coming in to tell us that we did Glad Beasts. Thank you
Okay.
so
Thank you,
much.
yeah.
You have a great
Thank you.
game.
We've been having some. It's been a little up and down. I don't know if it's the Pokemon tangent where we slipped a little, but we've had some good viewer
Yeah.
numbers. We're down a little bit,
We feel like you,
but we're gonna
Dallas,
bounce
sometimes.
back.
And I say that as someone that needs to be muted.
Axe,
So-
I will meet your face, mom face.
So we're
Dallas,
we're through the
You're
bulk of it
actually
because
right.
Lightsworn's one of those archetypes where a lot of they had a very robust lineup out of the gate, and a lot of their really decent
fair.
shit was there. So there are very
Oh,
important
yeah,
cards
we're
that get
gonna
added
some
later.
turds now.
But yes, funnily enough, their wave of Synchro era support is like Axe counted them up and he was like, "There's only 14 light sworns, right?" And I'm like, "No, Axe. There's like 3 or 4 light sworns that were very bad that you were not remembering."
Well, okay. To be
And
fair,
Axe was
there's
like-
one important. There's
Axe
one
was like,
important one.
"Oh, I meant without the Twilight Sworns," and I was like, "Yes, without the Twilight Sworns." There are
I mean,
several
I
you just don't
remembered all the ones
remember.
that happened so far. Are there ones we haven't done besides Dungeon Dragon?
No. They, like I said, in the Synchro era, there were actually quite a few supports that came out. Some of them were not good. Anyway, this is your
weirdly
Lord and
enough,
Savior, JD.
I can totally see having to fight this guy in either Monster Hunter or even Dragon's Dogma because he just has that kind of look to him.
He does have dragon boss energy, right? Like he's doing an imposing pose.
He's got 4 whiskers.
Yeah, he's got a lot of whiskers and feather tails.
Fitting, honestly, but yeah.
He's
I
all
mean, they both
feathery.
work. But yeah, I mean, there's not a lot to say, but Judgment Dragon is just, I think, really rad. I like the interplay of, like, the red claws. Also, for the first time ever, because there's no backgrounds in other light swords, I want to shout out the background work, the fucking god rays, and, like, the fog on the ground. Like, it's really good.
I
have PTSD from this card because it looks like the worst Dark Souls boss of all time.
All right, Dallas,
Which one?
tell it to me. Which one?
Ancient Dragon from 2.
Yeah, from 2.
Yep.
That guy sucks ass, but that's because he's optional.
Wait,
I
does
beat
that
him
mean Ancient
and-
Dragon is a reference to that? Because this was 2008.
No, that's Dark Souls 2.
Yeah,
that
Dark
was
Souls kicking out.
No, it's meant Judgment Dragon's 2008.
possibly.
Maybe.
By the way, Judgment Dragon also has been reprinted a fuck ton.
Yes.
You can. Wow. Okay.
Right.
Interestingly, I guess it's just because he's still quite so good. He's still like a 25 or 35 cent card. It's funny.
Like, I will agree with Dallas about possible like stuff in DST being good. I would never forgive fucking Smelt the Demon.
Look, Dark Souls 2 is a great game with a lot of optional bosses that just suck
Well, you
nuts.
need to beat Elder Demon to get the actual...
All right. Okay, I'm gonna do this. No,
I'll leave it at this.
Yes,
It is one of the games of all time.
correct.
Same as
Dallas
mine.
was fine leaving it at that, but I don't want to start a new a tangent about Dark Souls or a talent. Judgment Dragon. Anything else you want to say about Judgment Dragon visually before I read what he does and
I mean, he's very
blow us all up?
generic.
A part of me sees that this guy could be at the hair salon getting his nails done because it's just so bad.
I
Look,
mean, who do
look.
you think inspires all the Lightsworn ladies to get their nice manicures? Because literally every female Lightsworn has sharp pink nails. They all get their nails done.
Go.
Look, this is not my favorite Judgment Dragon art. I'll put it that way.
Judgment Dragon
he
does show up in a
stabs his
couple
head
of
back
other
and forth
other
because-
cards.
Well, no,
Come on,
he
Tony,
gets a
and a
glow up
nail.
specifically that is a
It's
very
it's
big
true.
glow.
There's a couple of enhanced versions, but Judgment Dragon JD, the original big boy. This was their boss in the first set, and like I said, been reprinted to High Hell. He is a light dragon, level 8. So that, by the way, makes their eventual branching into synchroing very obvious and easy. 3K attack, 2600 defense, can't be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from your hand by having 4 or more Lightsworn monsters with different names in your graveyard. You can pay 1000 LP, destroy all other cards on the field. Once returning your end phase and the top 4 cards of your deck to your graveyard. So I feel like Judgment Dragon is just Konami looked at Sed and was like, okay, that guy was cool. How do we make Sed balanced? That's Judgment Dragon. Judgment Dragon is just balanced Sed. He is an
I
archetype
don't know
card.
Oh,
if it's
Omega, you said it, and I know it's a slight tangent. He is Judgment Dragon because he is judging the nails of everyone in Lightsworn.
Nice. Or were you going to say, Dallas, about the Sed comparison?
I don't know if he's balanced because it's still a pretty broken ass effect.
Oh, it's pretty
There's-
brutal, and he did have to be limited, but
Right.
at the very least, he can't be normals or set, obviously, still, but
Well,
he
it
can
doesn't
only
do
be
anything
special
here.
summoned from your hand.
The reason he never got banned, because even though he was on the limited list
Yes,
for a
he
little
never
bit,
got forbidden.
is because he doesn't do anything to your hand.
Yes, he doesn't
It
hand
just
with you.
nukes the board.
But boy, howdy, is he a board wipe. Because it's all other cards, so you get to blow up your opponent's board and then do 3k damage, so... and then you get to mill 4, and what if those 4s are wolves? Go nuts. It's a strong card. It is a spicy boy. And part of the reason, again, that made Lightsworns... Because it... Obviously, like I said, they are a swarming deck. JD gives you a powerful closer. To just clap your opponent's ass. That's why he's got his hand out. He's going to grab your ass right there. He's going to hit you with the Ass Clapper 9000.
You love that joke a lot.
Well,
Oh,
Axe,
yeah,
I've
'cause
played
no-
Final Fantasy XIV. There are quite a few bosses with Ass Clapper 9000 attacks. So
I know.
I keep thinking of
I
it.
just know you just like the bit a lot.
Well, Omega,
It's not,
until you
it's not a
learn,
bad thing. I just noticed.
until you start tanking, well, you'll never know the feeling of the Ash Clapper 9000.
It's true. Well, I don't know. There are times when enemies do, all around attacks that I'm very bad at dodging because my jump is off rotation.
I've yet to deal with ones where it's like 3 tank busters in a row, but I'm almost there.
I have at least not yet been tank busted because all of my tank is usually like Axe or Loth, and so we don't usually have that problem.
We're usually okay at our job.
No, unless I decide to betray you, you will not get tank busted.
So let us talk
We can't
about
have
cards
one.
that nobody fucking remembers.
Oh no,
Yeah.
there's one in this that is worth remembering.
But we're not. I don't think we're there yet. This
No, I think
is.
she's in the first wave.
This bitch.
Are you thinking of Non-Xyz Minerva?
Yeah.
No, she's a little bit later. She's not until the structure deck.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this wave there's
No, the
nothing
the structure deck cards were good. The non-structure deck cards during this time period were not good. This is
No.
literally Genus. It's penis but with a J. Her name is terrible.
Oh,
Oh, I
Janus
remember her.
Lightsworn Mender.
She sucks.
I only remember her
Thank
because
you,
of our
Alex.
prog
I know this
series.
card. It's like why is it a life point effect? So I actually knew it. I just forgot about it because it was like I vaguely.
You had
saw her.
literally no use for this card. Yes.
I think I tried once and it's like, wait, she's bad. I remember moved her
So
from my
let's
deck.
talk about the card art, because I don't think it's awful.
It looks
She's
like
called a
Vanessa's mother.
priest or mender, so she's got like a little priest hat. She's got her little priesty mace. She's got like healing hands going on. It looks good. I like the interplay of the colors.
She looks like she's related to Minerva, but maybe.
So
I'm wrong.
Omega, do you wanna get a headache? Because I remember I ran this in my Lightsworn deck in Prague a lot.
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because she's a spellcaster, so she makes the materials for synchroing into Arcanite Magician.
Ah, yes, of course you would. You would do that. You are absolutely correct. She is a spellcaster.
She's the only Lightsword spellcaster that's 4.
Yeah, it works. It's very silly,
Except
but it
I
does
think
work.
Lila might be, but Lila was also an ultra rare, so.
There were not a lot of Lilas running around in our format until she got reprinted, I think. But yeah,
Yeah, for some reason, me and Axe pulled like fucking ridiculous on some of them.
Let's not talk about your luck sack,
Sorry.
luck.
so yeah, Janus, I don't think there's a lot to say about her card art. It's good, but
looks
there's
like-
not a lot of extra detail in it.
She looks like every generic anime cleric in the 90s.
You are correct. I'm sure that's what they're going, because she was Light Lord Priest Janus, so that's
You-
exactly
she-
what they're going for.
Like, she's so generic, I couldn't even give you an example because it's just all of them.
Yeah, no,
Again,
it's
because of that reason she's generic. I only think about the other thing about her. Where she
so
doesn't
she is a level 4 spellcaster, as Dallas brought up. She has 300 attack, 2100 defense. This is why she's not played now. During your end phase, if this card is sent from your deck to the graveyard by the effect of a Lightsworn card, inflict 500 damage to your opponent, gain 500 LP. This feels like this should be an anime card, because it's got like a weird burn life gain effect. It's not. I just think they were trying to figure out how to give Lightsworn more cards, and they were like, well, we don't have like a healer. What do we do? And they came up with this. It's not very good. Again, the timer on Lightsworn is not your LP total. You do not care what your life points are at. And I guess, like hypothetically,
Well, I
you
mean,
could use this to
still get
close
shut out
games.
by other.
Oh, yeah. You could still get blown out. And, like, hypothetically, if you're doing a lot of mills, if you milled 3 Janus in the end phase, that's 1,500 damage.
Actually,
That
no.
could basically
The
be
my
Cowboy,
problem
right?
is no. It's per instance of billing, which happens all at once.
Yeah.
Oh, right. It's her effect
So-
is if during the
so
end phase,
it's
if a
only-
card was sent. So she has to be
Yes,
on
but-
board and you get them. So
No,
it's not
It's
once
only
per turn.
500 per turn. That's the problem.
No, it's not 500 per turn.
No.
It's 500 per mill
her.
trigger.
Per her. Because there's no hops on this or UPTs on this. So if you have multiple Januses, they all proc. But you're right. During the end phase, if a card was sent from your deck to your graveyard by the effect of a Lightsworn card this turn, she inflicts 500 damage. And if you do,
Would
gain
you like to
500.
join the Janus Club?
So yeah, like hypothetically, if you got multiples, this is like Cowboy. It's really not worth it though. Honestly, she would be
Yeah.
better if her effect was that way. I misinterpreted that, where if she's in your graveyard because she was sent, she does burn damage. That would be better. It's just, considering you don't, even now at this stage in the field, you don't have that many ways to swarm the board, she's not that good. Mainly, I think Dallas is correct that you would probably play her as a weird tech to get you access to more synchros, because this card came out in Duelist Genesis. She was a common.
You wouldn't do that in professional settings because, like
No.
I said, I think Lila's also a spellcaster.
Yeah. It's just that she was a common in Duelist Genesis, so I think Konami knew what they were doing. They were just literally trying to come up with more Lightsworn names.
And I'll be honest, this is probably going to set an interesting precedent for the future. I think she might be the best Synchro era Lightsworn.
Yeah. At least until we get to the structure deck guys. Though I guess that was 2014. That was very
that was
close to
Xyz
Xyz era, yeah. So here's
that was
another
Bloomer
one.
format. That was,
This is what Mr. BT would call a dubious creature. And it is. This is Rinyan. Yes, there is a Nyan in here.
I hate this card so much.
This is Rinyan,
Oh, this
the
thing.
Lightsworn Rogue.
I
It is
remember this
thief in Japanese. So this is your rogue, guys. This is your thief. I guess it
I hate
picks
it.
locks with its weird ear lightning bolts.
I fucking hate
What the
this
fuck
card
is
so
going on
much.
here? Listen, I like cats. I don't know
This
what's
isn't a
going on.
cat.
Yeah, true. This is a
Maybe
thing.
it's time to stop.
It's a
time to stop.
Digimon. This is like a weird.
You're
No,
right, this is-
no. This is a fake Pokemon. It's not a real
Yeah.
Pokemon. This is
This is a
fakey
Chinese bootleg Pokemon. You know how you would buy bootleg Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards? This is one of those.
Digimon.
It's not quite as bad as the Pokemon from Pokemon Courts, but it's
Oh, what
bad.
was it? My favorite was it either the translation of fake Yu-Gi-Oh card, Deadly Dark Rabbi.
Yes, that's a fake Exodia card.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about this. It's even got fucking Lumina's dumb hat on as well. Just what?
It's like Luminous Pet or something.
Something like that. But it's also the rogue. Why? That doesn't even have anything to do with its effects. I feel like the card artist just drew this and like forced Konami to use it, and they were like, "Fuck, we won't say no to free card design. We want more pack filler for Lightsworns."
So it's called Rogue in Japanese.
Or Thief specifically. Raitoro Shifu Reinyan. So yes, it is
Okay.
Thief. Light Lord Thief Reinyan.
Light Lord Thief Nyan.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. But they're trying
you know,
really hard to make it
Nyan.
cutesy, and it's not. This is another Light Beast flip for 2, which obviously never going to be better than Raikou.
Step-bro Nyan.
It is 100-100 flip. Target a Lightsworn in your graveyard, shuffle that card back into your deck, then draw 1. I suspect, as Axe talked about it being
hate
Luminous
this
Pet,
card so
I'm pretty
much.
sure this card was printed because Lumina was limited. It lets you recycle, and it lets you draw. It's really not good because it's a flip monster in, this came out in Stardust Overdrive. We are well into the start of Synchro bullshit. Like, if this card was also a tuner, if it gave you a 2-star tuner, okay, cool, but it's not. It's not a good card. It's way
Just
too slow and
realized-
weird. Yeah.
Did we ever get like a dumb synchro flip monster?
No, I don't think there has ever been a flip synchro monster. They really should do that. That would be funny.
I
They
think there
should
was a
make Pac-Man
Synchro monster
Sonic
that
again.
interacts with flipping.
Yeah, but not. It doesn't have the flip subtext with like the flip trigger.
No, I think there's one that has the when this card is flipped face up.
Yes.
If we ever get a Pac-Man synchro monster, that'd be great.
I mean, that's an area that like extra deck flip monsters could totally be a thing. Konami. I know that Crawler kind of plays around a little bit with that, but it doesn't actually put their monsters face down. It's similar to Subterra Fiendus in that regard. But there's nothing saying that you can't make a synchro or Xyz monster flip monster, or fusion for that matter. Links can't be flip monsters because of raisins.
Sorry for that side tangent.
Okay, well, it's time for our third one. This is Shire Lightsworn Spirit. Light Lord Spirit Shire. Or Shia.
Shia LaBeouf?
Actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf. No, this is not actual cannibal. I don't know what she's doing. I mean, she's JoJo posing for sure. That's what's happening right now. And she does have the weird lipstick, I guess. But other than that, I don't really know what Shia here is adding to this. I can see that the rest of the boys are fucking bamboozled. They are poleaxed right now.
I mean, this card's just...
What
It's
the
just-
fuck is that
it's
pose?
just
remember
a-
her, but she's just not. I wish she was
know.
better.
It's
I
a
don't
generic drawing that is only made interesting by the fact that its pose is fucking nonsense.
I also find it really interesting. It's unique for sure. She's got a lot of blue in her color scheme. Like she's got blue gloves and like a blue, Princess Leia hair buns. Like, it's different, but it doesn't really do anything. Also, I want to point this out. It looks like
Oh,
she's
God.
got like the tops of her feet uncovered in her weird slippy sandals.
Hey, Omega,
What's up?
this card is speaking to me. Do you know what it says?
What?
I have the power of God and anime on my side.
It's true. She does.
I was gonna say it's what I'm hearing is help. I dropped my contact lens on the floor and I can't find it.
And the reason why you've literally never seen this card ever is because this is a dumb fucking card. This is oh man, Garganath wasn't good enough. What if we made Garganath but normal summonable? But we really fucked up that stat line. So Shire is a light fairy, level 3, 400 attack, 1400 defense. She gains 300 attack for each Lightsworn monster with a different name in your graveyard. During each of your end phases, send 2. Okay, cool. This card is terrible. Why would you play this ever? Like, okay, hypothetically, this is a card you can play late game when you've got like 30 cards in the graveyard, but why? Just win, 5-head. It's just such a nothing burger of a card. It's so weird. She doesn't even do piercing like Garganath does. It's just this is a card that when you if you play it turn 1 has no attack points. And if you play it on turn 30, I mean, how many different names of Lightsworns do you play? It's not that many. There's only like 10 of them at this point anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Technically there's 12. So yeah, that means at best you could get 12 times 300. If you were playing literally every Lightsworn, so you could make her 39? No, it'd be 4K exactly. It'd be exactly 4K. So if you can dump one of every Lightsworn that exists when this card was printed into your graveyard and summon 2 of them, 2 Shires, you can OTK. Cool story, bro. It's bad and it should feel bad. Let's talk about the good cards.
Isn't there one more shit card?
No.
Oh.
Unless let me double check the list, but I'm pretty sure I found all of them. There are a lot of Lightsworns, but let's see.
I guess we'll do Twilight Sworn, then we'll do the extra deck, or extra deck
No,
first.
the extra deck cards come before Twilight Sworn. There are also cards that come before Twilight Sworn as well. There's some Xyz era Lightsworns as well.
I know, those are a really good
I
one.
think Raiden wasn't in the structure deck, so Raiden doesn't come before.
Raiden.
Raiden was in the structure deck, pretty sure.
No, he wasn't. He was. In a pack.
Nope, Realm of Light structure deck. Rise of the True Dragon
Oh.
structure deck, and Rocket Revolt structure deck. Raiden is only... Well, no, he's been in Battle of the Legend Light Revenge, but most of his prints are in structures.
Oh, alright.
But it's main deck Minerva first.
Yeah.
So...
Also known as the bad Minerva.
Yes. But also possibly known as
Hold
the
on.
Minerva you can afford, because...
Bad is strong. She's not bad. She's just
I mean,
not-
I believe she is more playable than some of the other cards we've just shown, but yes, she's...
Oh, yeah.
The fact that she has an Xyz version that is much better is much more famous.
Well, she's more playable than even, like, some of the early ones.
Yes. I would say at least part of that is, again, this is one of your tunas.
Yeah, that's why.
So, but art-wise, Minerva, the Lightsworn Maiden. I mean, I like that she's called Minerva and she has an owl, and she's wearing like a toga thing. It's like a classical mythology reference. That's cute.
This is just the way shitter version of her design.
It's true.
But
She has a way better.
it is kinda
She's got her hood down. But she's trying. She's got a little, like, I like that she's got the one glove for, like, it's not technically hawking or falconry because it's an owl, but, you know, for birding. I don't like that her bird has the dumb hat, but otherwise I like this owl. I like this owl's energy. This owl speaks to me. What are you looking at? Come at me, bro.
Who?
Hoomst. But yeah. Other than that, I think Minerva's actual design herself is, again, fairly straightforward. Not a lot crazy going on. Her little balloon animal hairs are they're drawn a little weird. Can you make? I guess it kind of works like that. It's thick in the middle and then slurps. So just like, I don't know. Her noodle hair is a little weird. But good detail otherwise. But yeah, so Minerva the Lightsworn Maiden is a light spellcaster level Tress. 800 attack, 200 defense. Once again, there's a lot of 200 defense Lightsworn. Where's your Lightsworn Rekindling?
Relightening.
When this card is normal summoned, add one light dragon-type monster from your deck to your hand, whose level is less than or equal to the total number of Lightsworn monsters with different names in your graveyard. If this card is sent from the hand or deck to the graveyard, send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. During each of your end phases, send 2. So, Minerva is pretty interesting in that she's just, for the most part, she's extra mills. Hypothetically, she's a JD searcher, but that means you need a lot of Lightsworn in grave. The main thing is that it's not, whatchamacallit, it's not specifically JD, it's any light dragon, so there's weird synergy you can do with this. She is also your level 3 tuner, which is nice. And she sends lots of cards. So, not bad, just definitely mid. It's very funny, though. I find it very amusing that she's level 3 because her Xyz version is rank 4. You can't actually upgrade Minerva into Minerva. But that means it's time to talk about the boy.
The boy.
Yeah.
A card, once again, so good that he is reprinted in structure decks that have absolutely fucking nothing to do with Lightsworn. This guy was in structure deck Rocket Revolt, y'all.
I'm fairly sure this has been run in builds of tier.
Oh, I'm sure. Any deck that wants to do a little bit of casual milling will run Raiden, Hand of the Lightsworn, or Lightlord Assassin Raiden. I guess they didn't want to call him an assassin, but that's what he is, and that's what he looks like. Once again, abs. Though his abs seem a little more reasonable. He's got his pants on. His knives are a little ludicrous. Some of that might just be perspective, but like, look how chunky that main knife is. It's a big fucking knife.
I love that. I love this art so much.
Oh no, it's a cool art. Like, this is a good dynamic pose. I like the little shine, but I also like that he's got like a very subdued color like background. Like, his knives glow, but he's got like dark pants, he's got a dark cloak, dark background. It's cool.
He's a buff motherfucker, but also looks like he's really fast.
He works. I mean, he definitely works out, knowing his.
He actually looks like a JoJo character.
Could definitely see that, especially in later parts when Araki starts to slim down.
Yeah.
So,
like
it's a
that
cool
could seem
art.
like as a part 7 character.
In Araki's fuckboy phase.
So,
Twinkening.
We can just say, I think, what Raiden does, if chat doesn't know. Raiden is a level 4 light warrior tuner. So this is a tuner you can Rhoda. He has 1,700 attack, 1k defense, so he's not awful in terms of stat line. During your main phase, send the top 2 cards of your graveyard. Top 2 cards of your deck to your graveyard. If there's any Lightsworn monsters sent by this effect, this card gains 200 attack until the end of your opponent's next turn. Or your opponent's turn, I should say. You can only use this effect of Raiden once per turn. During your end phase, send 2. So Raiden usually mills 4. If you're playing a Lightsworn deck, he can get up to the old 2100 number again that Lightsworns love. And just in general, he's really good for any kind of deck that wants to mill, because he just sends guys and is a level 4 tuner.
He sends dudes.
He is in a main phase, he lets you mill 2, which is really good for not only Lightsworn, but lots of other decks. I have seen Raiden played as a light target in Shadow. I have seen him played in BA. As Dallas said, he's in some tier builds.
Don't quote me on that. I said I think.
No. Dallas, I mean, before the Ishizu tier came out, when people were looking for the best version of tier, I can absolutely believe this guy was played.
Yeah, I don't think he's been played post Ishizu tier.
I'm pretty sure he's in the Rocket Revolt deck so that you can set up to sync into Borderload Savage Dragon.
Yep.
Oh, god damn it.
Because he's a level 4 tuner. Like, it is astonishing the amount of places this boy can fit.
Honestly, outside of the Hauptstadt line, I think he's genuinely the best tuner to do that.
Yeah. Martha's correct. Yes, I believe he was in the weird Dino Lightsworn builds, or Dino Lightsworn Shadal.
Yep.
Because, again, any deck where in your main phase you might want to put some boys in the graveyard, Raiden is a great normal. And he is a roted target, he is a tuner, so there's all kinds of shenanigans you can do with him. It's pretty good. But unlike lots of problematic tuners, he doesn't, like, do any weird special summoning or token creation, so it's not like he's ever been problematic, per se. It's just he's a really good guy.
No, this card is, like... I'd say this guy is, like, consistently, if you made a top 10 of tuners, this guy's, like, solid 8.
Yeah. And that's only because of just how many stupid-ass broken tuners there have been. Like, there are tuners on the Forbidden Limited list because of just how crazy
some
they've
that
been.
are coming out, deservedly so.
Yeah.
Hands out for Gofu. Is Gofu the one coming off, or is it the... No, Steam is coming off.
Steam's coming
Steam
off,
is
yeah.
the okay one. Gofu's
a free special.
different.
I don't think he can come out. Steam just makes a token, and now that we're finally getting rid of some stuff. Ooh, Marth just posted. We just got a new... the next Dex build pack is going to have some dinosaurs in it. Yo!
Oh, yeah.
Also, it has just an archetype that's just Final Fantasy Dragoons. Fuck yeah.
Wait, what? Oh, right. Is it? I remember let me see.
No, you don't remember them because you're brand new, Axe. But
Oh.
look at
yeah.
let me see. Marth posted the link, but I'll post. This is the
That's
dinosaur.
a mix between like this is like a mix between.
Look at
like,
this fucking
Kamen
art.
Rider- This is like Final Fantasy Kamen Rider.
Look at this fucking art.
Hold on.
Look at this boy.
How is
Okay,
this
they gave-
Kamen Rider?
They gave him the thighs.
But
okay.
also, their last one I like is a ritual summoning theme that treats the opponent to different cuisines. Are we finally getting the return of the burger? The
Hungry burger.
Are we getting
refrain.
carrot soup?
We might. I don't know, but it's interesting.
You must carrot heavyweight champion for this monster.
Anyway, let's pull up
Laugh
our.
who laugh, but that card's been in multiple tournament decks.
I know.
Good plan.
It's a good card. So nope, that's right. I grabbed the wrong guy. I gotta re-grab my card art now because I was distracted.
Let me wait.
You're about to post the.
Wait, Omega, didn't you miss one?
What do you mean?
If we're doing this alphabetically, there should have been one in F.
No, that card's not till later. I don't think. Let me double check.
I mean, it's a main deck one.
Yes, but I don't think it was. Let me double check when it came out.
2016. It's a promo. That's why.
No. I don't see that listed in Fellis' printing. Duelist Alliance, Megaton, Battles of Legend, Shadow Showdown. There's no printing
Oh.
earlier than that. Minerva
this
is
is-
a promo, but technically she was still printed around once technically we were in the Pendulum era. The card I am going to bring up
yeah.
is Mikhail.
Oh, right, Michael. I forgot.
He was in the structure deck because
Michael.
they got their first actual extra deck support. And according to the Lauren Master Duel, Mikkel, the Arch Lightsworn, the Arc Lightsworn, is their boss. He is their founder of the order.
Okay. All right. This
Back
is
in
just a
38.
Saint Seiya OC.
Yes.
So at first glance, I honestly thought he was fused with the dragon.
No, he's just standing.
I
He's
did
just standing
too.
on his
The fact
on
that
his
he's
head.
just a
Dragon
dude
Rider,
makes
okay,
this
cool.
guy significantly less cooler.
But he's a cool enough dude that gets to ride on JD's back.
Yeah, but he also just looks like a Saint Seiya character, which docks the points.
Yes. No. Oh,
Yeah, I honestly, if he was some weirdo who was actually fused to the top of JD's head, I would have been like, that's cooler than what this is.
No, you know what this is? This is a shit transmog from an MMO.
Yes.
Because those pauldrons do not go with that chess piece.
I was also going to say this also gives me Warhammer Fantasy vibes. Just how ludicrously
God,
overtop
some of
this
the
is.
armor in Warhammer Fantasy.
So
Look,
Dallas, would
I
you
love
say-
Warhammer 40k. Warhammer Fantasy might be the worst armor design in any fantasy
I
series.
think of Age of Sigmar, which is pretty worse.
So Dallas, would you say this is a WoW crossover event with Saint Seiya armor?
Well, no, this is like I said. This is a person who took a bunch of different armor pieces to make their Saint Seiya OC.
That makes sense.
This is a
So-
Cosmog.
This is I don't think there's a lot to say because he's kind of small. The armor is ludicrous. He's got giant poofy pants skirt going on. He's got big wings. He looks kind of like a dork. I do find it very funny. I feel like canonically, Judgment Dragon is doing most of the work here because this is a dragon synchro.
Yeah.
I also want to say it's kind of interesting. This is a level 7. There's a level 8 synchro later that's funnier. I assume they went 7 because there's a couple of different ways you can do that. You could Lumina pitch Raiden, for instance, or you could normal summon regular Minerva. And then, like, have a 4 on board, like if you mill the wolf or something. But yeah, it's a 7 synchro. It's a dragon, like I said. It's 2600 attack, 2k defense, 1 tuner, 1 or more non-tuner light monsters, so it is light locked. Once per turn, pay 1000 LP, target a card in the field, banish it. So pretty simple. When this card is destroyed, target any number of other Lightsworn monsters in your graveyard, shuffle them into your deck. You gain 300 LP for each. During your end phase, send 3. So I'm not going to say Michael is a bad card. It's not a better boss than Judgment Dragon. But
I mean, it is and it isn't.
Well, true. Depending on what your opponent is playing, a once per turn just pay 1k, banish a single card, as opposed to pay 1k, blow up everything. That's not destroy and banish, by the way. So so long as your opponent's monster isn't targeting proof, you can still get him.
Well,
yeah, because
Omega, the reason I'm saying he's better is because you can't always get JD.
True, you can't always JD.
As a player of Lightsworn, sometimes JD just don't want to show up.
Sometimes JD ends up in the graveyard.
It's why a
You are
lot of
milling.
later cards. It's also you can mill it, but that's why a lot of later cards are about if you build it, you get it back in your hand.
But I want to say, I don't think Michael is a better closer than if you can make JD, but he certainly has the ability to...
he's just more reliable.
Yes. And even then, I think that's what his floating effect is if this guy does get destroyed, if your opponent manages to out him, you just get to reset your game plan. You can literally take all of your other Lightsworns, put them back in your fucking deck, and gain 300 LP, and just be like, the rest of the duel, up till now, didn't fucking happen.
What's that, Fiber Jaw?
I mean, basically, yeah. It doesn't return any of your other cards, and it doesn't return himself, but...
Do you want to hear a sad thing?
Yeah.
Most modern builds of Lightsworn don't run JD or him.
No, probably not, because you've got generic shit you can do with synchros.
Dude, Chaos Ruler, the Chaotic Magical Dragon in
Yeah, I
Lightsworn
brought that up
so
earlier.
dumb.
Chaos Dragon's good in a lot of decks. That's why he's banned, is because he was...
Dude, Lightsword got punished heavy for tier.
It's not just tier. Like, everybody and their
But
mother
it's
was running
mainly
Chaos.
Tier.
Like-
Curious is mainly tier.
True. Yes. Curious is absolutely because it was... And a lot of people... Like, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if in some... This time... Well, not even this time next year, because it's already a new year. But, like, in a couple of ban lists, if Curious doesn't end up going back to 1, maybe. He is technically generic. It's very problematic overall, but... You don't need Curious in the Ishizu tier version of the list, which is the really problematic
Just
one.
ban the Ishizu cards.
Which is what will happen. There's not a lot of events going on. We're gonna get a lot of nostalgia shit. They're gonna clock tier. You're probably gonna see Kit Kalos go. You're gonna see the field spell limited or go. All the Ishizu shit's gonna go to 0 or 1. It's a slight shame that the Ishizu cards coincide with a already really good tier 1 high tier deck, because they let you do.
Problem is, I don't think the Ishizu cards were well designed. Like, I could get deep into it, but I think the Ishizu cards need to stay banned.
They are. I agree, because they're generically too good. It's like how how Verte or DPE Cyclops stuff.
It is the Verte problem.
Yes,
I don't think it's DPE as much because DPE isn't generic.
I mean, it's true, but Verte lets you run the DPE.
Yeah.
Like, the way Verte lets you run
No,
a
it is
package,
the Verte issue.
The Ishizu cards prop up a lot of really funny rogue decks. The problem is that they're also good in competitive decks that are not rogue, so you gotta take your lumps.
And you gotta think, like, even if you get rid of tier, like, Ishizu works in Shadow, it works in...
Yeah.
Yeah, those cards were just a bad idea. Also, I don't feel bad about them because I'm going to be very honest. What fucking person who watched the original series is nostalgic about a Shizu? She did nothing and then got bodied when she could see the future. Worst.
Yeah,
duelist
Kaiba
ever.
just breaks time by normal summoning Blue Eyes.
And like, she is the lamest character in the entire anime, which is saying a lot.
Sorry, I stepped away for a bit. Dallas, come on, please.
Well, you stepped away. You can't say shit when you're leaving. We're here all the time. We got to keep the people entertained. We were talking about how Lightsworn doesn't really do certain things modern. I will also say, to finish out the Shizu thing with a thought I was thinking before Loth came back, was the other thing is that the thing that's important to remember is Shizu's the Shizu cards, the different Earth Fairies are supposed to do is turbo out Exchange of the Spirit. That is also why the fuck. That's degenerate as hell. Why would you do that? Anyway,
Yeah.
cat ass.
We want to enable the Exchange of the Spirit. Everyone hated that.
This is Felis, the Lightsworn Archer. She is a cat girl. Nyan.
I will say she is like a 3 out of 10 on the fairy scale.
Okay, can you pull up another card from a previous fail portrayal?
This is also
Sure.
very
What
much
are we
cover
looking
art.
for?
This is very important. Pull up Subterror Archer.
Is it the same bow?
They look related to me, and I don't know why.
So
I mean, I would say
Like-
once you see them up close, not really, but I can see why. They did come out in similar time periods.
my main problem is that I appreciate the muscle woman with the good ass. However, the way she's posed looks painful.
Oh no, no,
as
yeah,
fuck.
this is a comic
she
book cover.
is 90s superhero posing, hella.
I will say, looking at these two, they were from similar eras because Felis was first printed in Duelist Alliance, early penned, and Subterra Nemesis
Why did I
Archer was
remember
late
her hair
penned.
being green?
Sorry,
It
I
is
don't
green. It's
remember.
kind of a yellow green. Also, Dallas, you're probably
remember
thinking because it looks greener in the foil print, and also
That makes sense.
everything in Subterra is slightly green. What's up? What's up, Loth? What's so funny?
I forgot about the tiny bird.
Yeah, she has a little weird bird.
Look at him
Bird.
go.
But yeah, so Felis is definitely, I feel like she's an anime cat girl, but like Dallas said, I feel like a lot of Lightsworns are nostalgic. They're like very 90s inspired. This is definitely a 90s cat girl because she's got like the little nose and she's very muscly.
If they
She's very
just
buff.
flipped her legs to be more normal, it would be
No,
fine. but no.
This is 100% the like
She's
Yeah,
doing like the
Captain
whole-
Marvel, Spider Woman.
Well, also, let's at least be fair, also Spider-Man. They do so. We
He
substitute
never
draw
did the
regular
twist,
Spider-Man.
though.
Like,
No.
I guess you're
I
right.
don't wanna
He
get
does
too
the
nerdy
he does the
into
like.
this, but no, Spider-Man, the male Spider-Man,
Yes.
is much more known for doing the like porn actress like
Right,
spread
yes,
eagle
yeah.
poses.
He either does the weird touch my feet in the middle, or
But
the
hip
ass
twist
up.
is very specific.
Yes.
Like this is Wonder Woman, Captain Marvel, Spider
And I would not be
Woman.
shocked if this artist, especially given how muscly this character is, did not use those directly straight up as a reference.
No, this is 100% using
Yeah.
like those 90s Marvel.
I mean,
panels
I'll at least
as
say this: Architect Felis is a cat girl. That means she's got more cartilage in her spine than normal. Because cats are also very flexible. But
This is
Uh,
true. But
just-
but still, even cat spines
yes,
don't
it's
bend
very
backwards.
very
Well,
uncomfortable
when
looking.
you make it anthropomorphic, you gotta have some.
I will at least say, like, shout out to them for doing this pose, but like, she's not like in. I mean, she is kind of, but it's not really emphasized that she's in like skin tight spandex. She's wearing like
It's
tomboy biker shorts and like thigh boots and like.
well, that's the
very,
thing. Like
like-
this pose isn't really like. I wouldn't call it like because I think this is just straight up the hip twist pose.
Yeah.
To me, this has never been like a sexy pose. Then again, I'm not the best judge of that.
Eh.
But also, it's it's more of like this is just bodies do not work that way.
Yeah.
More than
Well, and I
anything
just
They
feel like
wanted-
you could possibly use the spandex thing to like emphasize all, because what the boobs and butt pose does is you get to all of the anatomy. Technically, Felis's ass, her chest, her shoulders, armpits, hips, feet, whatever, thighs, they're all in this shot. Her entire body is in this shot, even though it's
They-
very non-Euclidean.
They wanted that tomboy cake and to fuck it too.
But
they kinda
nothing
messed
about
up.
this is really emphasizing that, right? Other than that, I think like the elements of her design, like she's got the little like up top cape, you know, it's all very neat.
Like it just reminds me of those sequences when you play an archer in video games where like time slows down and you're making that shot as you're falling.
Yes, the generic.
It literally, like it's like the Hawkeye. That's usually what like people like archers games usually call like time slow down when you make a shot.
Yeah, but it's just even as
God,
like,
now
as
I'm
you
just-
know, I am. Yeah, Dallas.
Have you ever guys? Oh God, you're not into comics, so you wouldn't have got this. You would have seen this, but there is literally a joke meme which is just swapping like ridiculous superhero poses with Hawkeye.
Oh yeah,
That's-
I have
Just
heard
a
of that
thing.
meme. Yes,
I've heard of something similar to that meme. Yes,
I know this one.
but no, even as that guy who will be that degenerate in looking at very like things in Yu-Gi-Oh, I look at this and just go, it could have been better.
Yeah, it's
really.
to me, it's the
Yeah.
spine thing. Like that always
Yeah,
has
no,
bugged me
it
more than
is-
anything else. Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's the
Dallas
addition of the
po-
lake hairs
Dallas
that kills
posted
me.
the Hawkeye meme. Anyway, okay. Fellis is a level 4 a Beast Warrior tuner. She has 1100 attack, 2k defense. Can't be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned by a card effect. So this is just girl Wolf's lesbian cousin, Girl Wolf, which is very comic books. If this card is sent from your graveyard, deck to your graveyard by a monster effect, special summon it. You can tribute this card, target a monster your opponent controls, destroy it, then send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard. Fellis, I feel like, is another very okay card. She's certainly interesting and has utility because she is an exiled force. You know, she mills 3. If any monster effect sends her to the graveyard, she gets to proc, which includes like discarding and stuff. The problem is that she's a level 4 tuner. You can't normal summon, which fucks with some of your plays sometimes. Sometimes you really want to sink.
Fellis more than most people.
Yeah.
Like if I were to say this is my my version of Axe's Gargamel issue.
Yeah. Though
I
I feel
run
like,
this
Axe,
card-
I do believe you tried to make Fellis work a couple of times in Prague.
Oh,
Dallas,
no,
is
that
she
was
a runner or is like a 1 or 2 of them?
that
Like,
was me.
she's
I
like
run
Wolf,
her.
she's-
I
she
run her
does
2 of
get
in
it to work,
every
but otherwise
Lightsworn
not.
build.
Okay.
I do.
So you
Because
you both tried then.
I appreciate you, Dallas. You just gave up and just went Gargamel.
He did.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like, she's a card you want to try and make work, but I totally
Well-
remember times testing against, it was either you or Axe, or maybe both of you, where you were just like, well, I'd really like to sink her right now, but I can't normal summon my tuner, and she's in my hand.
She's a very high variance card. The highs are high and the lows are low.
Basically, it's like Wolf, but imagine now Wolf is not just a beater. Wolf is now like exiled force and a tuner you might want. Like,
Yeah. The other big problem is a lot of the non-tuner Lightsworns just don't cut it anymore.
but yeah, so let us talk about this next card because it's very interesting. So this is Big Minerva. This is the Xyz version. Minerva, the
I should
Exalted
also say
Lightsworn.
one last thing.
Yeah, go for it.
Fellis is infinitely better in Master Duel because Collapse Serpent and
Oh yeah, fair.
Wyver Burst are at 3.
So I just want to say one quick thing.
Sure.
They gave the owl a hat. That's
We already
the
had a
best
hat.
Upgrade.
So I
But now he
wanted
has a
to-
real
those
hat.
cards so much.
The hat reminds me of the Mender's hat because I weirdly feel like there's a weird line of it starts at Minerva, she then ascends to an angel, becomes this, and then I don't know why, but I feel like the Mender's related to her. 'cause
Well,
she has, like,
okay.
You know how
Specifically,
sometimes-
I should point out before we go any further, I wouldn't say she is an angel. She is a saint now because that's her
No,
Japanese
she
name.
is the
Light
saint.
Lord Saint Minerva. She is a
Do you
fairy,
know-
so she's angel type. But yeah, she has
got
become
saint-
You know
saint.
how-
got sainthood.
You know how we occasionally say cards are ruined by foilings?
Yeah.
This card has one of the best foil prints of any Yu-Gi-Oh card, and you can fight me on
Okay.
that.
So-
I
so-
fucking
Uh,
love this foil.
Are you talking about the original version in the Ultra or the reprint, which was secret?
The Ultra.
Okay. Yeah.
The gold lighting on the Ultra Rare of this card looks so good.
Yes. Unfortunately, that's the giga expensive, hard to find one because that was a
Yeah.
prize card for 2015's Championship Series.
Yeah.
This is why I think this is a part of why
I
Konami
hate
doesn't
it so
fucking do
much.
prize cards anymore like that. They do like World Championship prizes are like weird promos you literally can't use. And they've been doing that for a while, but now all of them are that. It's because you got cards like Blood Mephis and like Xyz Minerva. They were actually really, really good cards in certain decks that you just couldn't fucking find.
Oh, I think Blood Method was fine because that card was like a niche tech card.
I mean,
but I think Minerva is genuinely.
It's true, but Dallas, unlike Minerva, Blood Mephist hasn't been reprinted in a long time, so he's still really hard to get for no goddamn reason.
No, I understand that, but I think the reason they stopped doing it was Minerva because Blood Method was like, okay, this is a niche, like cool card, but it's not. Minerva was a
so in 2015 when she came out, I'm pretty sure Lightsworn had already moved on to realizing like, hey, we can make rank 4 spam work. Because we shit out a lot of level 4s.
They realized it's hey, dragon rulers need an engine.
Yes. But no, like
help.
rank 4s, a lot of the Lightsworns that were good around the Lightsworn ruler and after format, after the rulers got, were playing their extra deck was all the cool rank 4s. Like you would play Utopia and Utopia Lightning, you'd play, fucking Dweller, Cowboy, whatever, right? So it only makes sense to eventually give them their own rank 4.
Just quick question.
Yeah.
I mentioned the hat on the owl. Did the owl have the hat in the previous one?
No, it had a hat. It had a circlet, yes. Now it has a hat.
Now with the hat, all I can think of is that they put a fucking popcorn bucket upside down on his head.
It does kind of look like that. He also has a little armor piece now. Overall, like, this art, having seen original Minerva, this art's pretty good. Because she's got her hood up, her hair's like long now to show that she's older. She's got like a fluffy dress. She has
the great expression that I can only be described as gentle and kind, but also vaguely threatening.
Yes, Dallas, I believe we call that beatific in Renaissance circles.
It's like that. It's like that, like being that is obviously stronger than you, but he's also benevolent. You hope.
Yes, Minerva radiates. I am a good guy, but. I'm a healer, but...
I am also the saint of an order that will destroy you.
As evidenced now by the fact that she has a spear now. Her staff is also now clearly a spear blade or something.
You made me think of that I'm a healer but meme, but it says she's reloading the owl.
I mean, I like that she still has her owl glove, but the owl... Like, as Dallas said, that the vaguely threatening imagery, she is currently attacking you with that owl. She's got her hand extended and the owl is flying.
Wait. It's that meme of, like, was it Drake or Eminem throwing something at you? She's just doing that.
Yeah, she's throwing you the owl. No, this is great. I also want to point out she doesn't have painted... Her nails are long, but they're not painted bright pink in this. So it's an interesting touch.
She's moved past from Dungeons & Dragons. That's why she's...
But yeah, it's very, very good stuff here. So Minerva is a rank 4 fairy, light, 2k attack, 800 defense. Just any 2 level 4 monsters. They at least made it generic. You can detach 1 material from this card, send the top 3 cards from your deck to your graveyard, then draw cards equal to the number of Lightsworn sent by this card effect. If this card is destroyed by battle, or if it's destroyed by an opponent's card effect, send the top 3. You can send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard, then destroy cards of the field up to the number of Lightsworn sent. You can only use each effect once per turn. So obviously, as a rank 4 in mill decks, Minerva is good because she just sends 3 and sends 3. But if you're actually playing a Lightsworn strategy, this is also really good because you fucking detach 1, mill 3, get advantage that way, draw some cards. If it's destroyed by battle, draw cards, blow up guys. Like, it's a really great card, and it's a terrible shame that she was a promo for 2 years before she was reprinted.
Yep.
And even then, she was reprinted as a secret in an all-foil set once in Light's Revenge, so she's still pretty expensive.
Her secret is good, but it's just not quite as good as the Ultra.
Dear Konami, hypothetically, if you're going to make Ghosts from the Past 3 or 4, a Minerva reprint would be really good, because those are all Ultras, and maybe, I don't know for sure, but she might look cool in Ghost. I don't know.
I actually want her as a Ghost Rare bad. I think this is one of the few cards that Ghost Rare would look good on, and I usually hate Ghost Rare.
Yeah.
Like, the way it looks.
Yes. No, I think with the way she is, that would work with the Ghost Rare kind of effect.
I wish was still around, because I think she would look great at it.
What?
I feel like if there was ever a card to bring Ultimate Rare back for.
Yeah, probably. Because ultis have a little bit of extra sheen. She might also work in, like... Collector's Rare's not really that fancy. I mean, Starlight Rare is obviously, like, really fucking over the top, but... luckily, we're getting pretty close to the end. We're going to do the last 2 extra deck boys that are not Twilight Sworns, and then we're going to burn through the Twilight Sworns and Punishment Dragon really quick.
Yeah.
So believe it or not, it's time for that one. Because this was in.
Isn't it JD before? Oh,
Yeah,
it's
it should
after that.
actually. When did Judgment, Dragon, come out? Actually, let me double check.
I think that came out it's similar time frames. I know.
Okay, it was 2019 because it was a Shonen Jump promo first. Curious was 2018.
Yeah, Curse was one of the first links.
Yeah. And what a fucking link it is, or was, because he's banned right now, or they're banned. I don't know actually.
He's not broken.
Curious got me curious. So Curious,
I love
the
this
Lightsworn
art.
Dominion. In Japanese, it is Light Lord Dominion Curious, literally. But look at this Pope-ass motherfucker.
Yeah.
This is good card art.
I appreciate the scales on the staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, once again, radiates the I am a saint, but don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
This one's a little more Eastern than most of the Lightsworns, I'll say.
Yes, it does. While it has very Western style like robes, the makeup look is very much like an Eastern.
And the hat,
priest.
the patterns on the hat are vaguely.
It's true. The hat's
And
a little
also
different.
just the giant circle behind him.
It's true.
yeah.
I mean,
Behind
there are
them.
some versions of the Halo in Western art that. Sorry, I ran off talkie
God.
juice all of a sudden. Curious sent my voice to the graveyard. No, I'm over it.
You speak not blasphemy.
My nose is really itchy while we've been doing this now. But yeah, that is also very like Asian to do the like Eastern like Buddhism, Hinduism, some Shinto stuff does the like halo behind. It's still really good though. Like overall, very good card. And actually, I don't know. I'm just looking. Again, Curious, be curious. Curious might be a woman because it's got the long nails like the female Lightsworns do.
Or it could just be a guy who really pays attention to.
I mean, yes, it could. I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like Curious is kind of once again drawn in that very ambiguous,
It's
ethereal
not
name.
quite as mind-bending as Jane, but it's definitely.
Well, yeah, like I said, Jane I feel like was deliberately designed to have both a narrow waist but also big shoulders. Curious is just shaped like a triangle all the way down because
Curious
of the
is
robes.
very effeminate.
Yes.
Regard.
So Curious is the first and only Lightsworn Link so far. Though, hey, once again, they had a structure deck in like 2014. So when the OCG retrains that, maybe they'll get another Link. Because, I mean, Curious is still allowed in the OCG, so maybe not.
Curious is at 3 in the OCG.
Yes. Well, I think honestly that's again because of the way decks came out. They got their sprite tier meta in a different order, and then very rapidly went into a Shizu.
Well, no, it's when Ishizu came out, they hacked tier to pieces.
True. But so, Curious is a Link 3. It is a light warrior Link. It's got triangle-shaped arrows. It's got 2,400 attack, so pretty decent. Link 3s are usually a little bit better. 3 monsters of the same attribute, but different types. Also, by the way, that's exactly 3. Not 1+, not, 3+. 3 monsters with the same attribute with different types, obviously very well fitting into Lightsworn. If this face-up card is destroyed by battle or leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, target a card in your graveyard added to your hand. You can only use each effect of Curious once per turn, and then it's got 2 bullet points effects that you can use each once per turn. If this card is Link summoned, send a card from your deck to your graveyard. Foolish anything. If a card is sent from your deck to your graveyard by an effect, send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard. That's it. This is what Curious does. Curious Foolish is a card and then mills 3.
I'm very sad about this card being banned, personally, because it impacts one of my favorite decks of all time.
Which one?
This is a key piece in Danger Dark World.
Fair, yes. No, I understand that, yes. Because Dark World loves graveyard setup.
And so do Dangers.
And guess what? All those guys are dark in lots of different types. Because Dangers are anyway. Honestly, like I said, I suspect that once Tier and Ishizu Tier has been boxed up, they might let Curious come back to 1.
Ishizu cards yesterday.
But yeah, again, I can understand why Curious has a potential to always be broken because it's when Link summoned Foolish 1 and then mill 3. So you get to do 4 cards in your graveyard and you have a 2,400 monster, and when this card is removed by your opponent, you get to add a card in your graveyard.
I
back.
still
Like,
don't
it's
think
very
it's ever
powerful advantage engine.
bannable. I don't. I'm gonna be very real. I don't think it was the card to hit out of this latest banning.
Well, yeah, a lot of people agree. The Curious ban was basically a list too late. Like, yes, Curious was showing up in tier and Sprite tier and like those variants, but that was a very high rolly deck. It wasn't fun to play against because it was very Gamba, but it also has the power to completely whiff.
Yeah, like, once again, I think Curious is a balanced card in that, like a lot of the Lightsworn cards, it is very swingy.
Yeah. And that's, I think, why it got popped, but also why it can probably come back eventually. I feel like it was limited banned rather as a emergency measure. Okay, all right. How long have we been going? Almost 3 hours. I'm gonna speed this up a little bit because I'm hungry and I want to get some snacks and I want to play Civ.
Yeah.
Which we might not as well because I don't know how late Lucky will be up. We'll try, but I can only move the speed so fast. So it's time to talk about Twilight Sworns.
Oh God.
Wait, aren't we doing the other synchro?
Oh right, yeah, you're
Or do
right.
you wanna do
That guy
that
was after. I
after?
forgot him. I was moving on too fast. Let's do Judgment Comma.
Because I love this fucking art. I don't even know what its effect is, but I love the art.
It's a pretty good art. And I mean, I'm thinking like technically we could cull it here. I am really hungry. It's about 3 hours. But then we would have to like tuck in the Twilight Sword and stuff at a later date. I don't know. Chat can let me
We
know how
could
they
do
feel.
that. Twilight Swords are... we could just say it. The Twilight Swords are literally just the Lightsworn cards, but edgy.
Honestly,
Yes.
just show them all at once, just to get the art, and we can just talk about it.
But and I grab them. I mean, I think they have an interesting way to evolve Lightsworn's like play style by giving them like options in the graveyard to turn into, like I said, a little baby chaos package. But we can talk about that a different time. This is Judgment Dragon of Heaven.
I love this card.
Go ahead, Love.
Sorry, I just forgot that. Yeah, you got the Twilight Sworn version of Judgment Dragon. He was literally just mirror flipped Judgment Dragon, legitimately.
Yeah, Punishment Dragon is very similar. But this is not. This is Judgment the Dragon of Heaven. So Judgment Dragon of Heaven is part of a series of promo cards they did where they retrained classic extra deck, or not even extra deck. They made them extra deck monsters, but lots of classic dragons that were busted. They did them in different styles, most of which are not great. This is where Fusion Trish comes from. This is where the Dark Armageddon Dragon, the rank 7, comes from. This is where the Pendulum Sed comes from. Those were all Shonen Jump promos. This was the Synchro one. The Link one, unfortunately, was Red Eyes DMD, and he's very bad, sadly. Link
this
guy.
card isn't bad.
No.
It's just very Lightsworn.
Yes. So, art-wise, this is just Judgment
I
Dragon
love
but
this art
bigger,
so
but I like him.
Well,
pretty
it's
cool.
not just bigger. It's like... Because the thing about Judgment Dragon is he never really looked angelic to me.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
This is... If you're like, what's the boss of an angel archetype? And then you show me this guy, I'm like, yeah, no, I could see it.
Notice now he's got 4 tails to go with his 4 whiskers. He's got, I'm pretty sure, oh no, it's just the card
6
angle.
wings, I think.
I think he's only got 4 wings, but that's still doubled. He's got 4 over 2.
There's some,
No, he's 6 tails, that's right.
Yeah.
there's
he's
some
got extra
bluish
tails and
looking
stuff.
feathers mixed in there now.
Yeah. It's just a nicer, cleaner art. It's pretty neat. So this is a Light Dragon Synchro. It is level 8. Again, that seems like a better level for them to play with. 3k attack, 2600 defense, so literally Judgment Dragon stats. 1 tuner, one or more non-tuner monsters, so it's completely generic, except if you synchro summon this card, all materials must be the same attribute, so kind of like the curious thing there. Once per turn, if you have 4 or more tuners with different names in your graveyard and control the synchro summon card, pay half your LP, destroy all other cards in the field. You can't special summon monsters this turn except dragon monsters. Once per turn, during your end phase, banish 4 cards from the top of your deck. So, I don't know if it's actually a better card, necessarily, because you need 4 tuners. Not easy in Lightsworn, you've only got 3, I think.
It's not hard.
You could probably run some jank Red Dragon Archfiend.
Because it doesn't say Lightsworn tuner.
True, yes, you don't have to be Lightsworn tuners, so you have to mix in a couple of others, but that's not hard, you know.
Well, you only need to mix in one other, because Lightsworn have 3 tuners.
True. All of which are at least decently playable.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you're playing the synchro version with Judgment, you would want them anyway.
Honestly,
I do
to
kind of
me-
like just the way this works. Like I said, that effect about special summoning except dragons, that kind of calls back to I feel like that's a reference to their time bonded with dragon rulers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this card is not necessarily the best card ever to play in Lightsworn, but it works and it's thematically fun.
To me, this is an oh shit button card.
This is Judgment Dragon became a dragon ruler in its own way.
Like, this is a, oh crap, I don't have anything to deal with this oopie board. Let's do one Hail Mary and kill it.
Yeah. Chat hasn't really gotten back to me on the Twilight Sworn issue. So, I guess we'll do it Act Set and show all of them real quick.
Can
This
we
is
also
Jane.
pull up Charge of the Dirt Brigade? Because
Actually, honestly, we
that
could probably
was-
just pull Charge of the Dark Brigade up, and that just tells you everything you need to
no,
know.
no, Charge of, sorry, I keep saying Dirt Brigade. I shouldn't do that. Charge of the Light Brigade.
Why don't we do both?
Okay.
It's Charge of the
Because
Light,
Charge of the Light
March
Brigade
of
is my
the-
favorite art in all of Lightsworn.
Because it's Raiko jumping through a hole.
Well, it's Reiko also looking menacingly, but there's a reason.
Wow, I
like the etymology of the card.
Look, Dallas, when I said that, I wasn't mocking you for liking the
No.
card. I was just like, from memory
It-
to me, it's just,
It's named after a very famous poem.
oh, okay, there we go. There's the reasoning.
What can I
which
say?
is-
I'm still a literature nerd.
One, it's related to
I-
history.
I heard illiterature.
I'm also
A
that.
literature nerd.
I'm an illiterate literature nerd.
And talking about Charge is also very important because of what it
Well, yeah,
Charge
'cause
is
it's
like
looks.
Really
Oh,
good.
wait. Oh,
This makes
I
Reiko
just-
look so much better.
Yeah, I did, but then I looked at Raiko's back, or at least the, like, its lower body, and I can also just see it being a man wearing a wolf suit jumping through a hole.
So this is March of the Dark Brigade, which shows you all of the Twilight Sworns there. So Raiko became D-Dog. It has a knife now.
No, it's Koamaru.
Yeah, no, I was like, no, that's just Koromaru.
That's also a good reference, yeah.
Best
But yeah, you can see all the guys
Best
here.
video game dog, fight me.
I mean, D-Dog can Fulton people, Dallas. That's pretty good.
Counter, D-Dog isn't a dog, it's a robot.
False.
Wait.
D-Dog is a
I'm
real
thinking of
wolf
different
dog. Yeah.
Diamond Dog. You're thinking of wolves?
What's D-Dog? Oh yeah, no, I was thinking for Metal Gear Rising.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We're talking about MGS5.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't
Blade
Fulton
Wolf.
people.
But anyway, Koamaru is a good boy.
Yes.
Jaina looks fucking stupid with that mask on.
Yeah. Like I said, these are just the light sword but edgelords.
I mean, Jane's
then
not wearing a
Kor-
mask.
and
He's
then-
just wearing a cloak.
And then Raiko's like there, because like, I'm sorry, nothing you can do could make him look edgy.
We needed a minion. Oh, sorry, not minion. We needed a mascot character.
I mean, I think I like the added effect they do, but yeah, it's not very much. Like, it's very simple.
Oh
by
my
the way-
god. True or false statement? This is a scene I would see in a Linkin Park AMV in about 2005.
Dun, dun, dun,
Yes, I mean
dun,
you
dun.
would.
Yeah,
You are
could
correct.
see
I
this-
understand how
you could
AMVs
see them walking forward to what I've done. Stop playing.
Yeah.
Also, fun detail that I'm looking at. I'm not sure if it's exactly the same, but the fucking like, what's it, light trails on Raiko's head looks much different when he's a Twilight Sworn, or it's a lot edgier as a Twilight
Yeah,
Sworn.
probably. So, Charge of the Light Brigade, by the way, it's Rhoda, but first you mill 3. You add a level 4 lower Light Sworn after you mill 3.
Yeah, this card is one of the best searchers of all time.
Because you
Yes.
can also get procs off that, and then
Hence why it's banned.
It's not banned. It's been limited a couple of times, actually.
Jesus fuck.
I mean it's
Don't
only an
mind me.
archetype, so
Sorry. Ignore me.
Oh no, yeah. If this card was generic, it would be banned.
and then Solar Recharge is discard a Light Sworn, draw 2, then send 2.
Yeah.
So it's
It's
Fine.
slightly worse because pure
It's
Light Sworn
drawing,
decks
yeah.
are very rare, so it requires a proc.
but yeah, so there's some real good real good stuff there.
Sorry, I mentioned what I've done, and I've just found something on my Twitter timeline. I'm going to share it to Art Dump. That's
Oh
fair.
God.
Well, you have fun with that. But we've hit basically 3 hours. That's most of the Light Sworns. You can see the Twilight Sworns there as well. Punishment Dragon is just Judgment Dragon, but slightly edgier.
It's just Judgment Dragon, but emo.
Yeah, no, they literally just mirrored it.
I mean, that I believe that is the point, because there's the twin dragons circling. Anyway, so our next one is, funnily enough, the weather. I will try tonight, probably while we're waiting to, because Lucky's idle right now. I don't know if he'll respond. Like I said,
will
it's
make
like
a
late.
lot of JoJo Part 6 references, and you can't stop me.
Yes. I mean, hey, that's fair.
JoJo Part 6, so I won't get them.
Well, you should, because it's cool. Also,
I
Weather
know.
Report. Weather Report is one of
Best
the most
stand.
bullshit cool stands. I love it, but also it's really dumb.
It's just kind of
That's how-
everything sometimes.
That's how spoilers.
I mean,
Chat,
I
if
think
chat
Weather
knows,
Report
chat
is-
knows.
Yeah,
Snails.
like I am. Axe, why'd you say that?
No one understands.
also frogs.
But just
Yes,
snails
frogs.
by
Yeah, there's
itself.
just some there's some interesting animal points, but we won't get into that because those are spoilers.
Yes. Anyway,
There's a lot of stuff going on, but that's where we'll be next time. So you'll have fun with that. That we can yell about why there's not a red.
oh yeah.
Also,
we should-
technically, the stand.
as someone who played Weather during Prague, we should grab Marv.
Yeah, he
He
can
should
show up
be
if he's down to clown. The only other thing I want to make sure is to I need to double check with everybody about any changes to their Fail Portrayal poll, because it is a new month, new us.
Oh right, I won. What the fuck do I do now?
Actually, change mine to spiral.
Okay, all right. You want your spiral? All
No,
right.
I
See,
think
this is why I
we're-
asked.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
I'll keep going until someone pities me and picks Malefic.
Okay.
No, okay, man. Good
What
point.
is the worst art I can think of?
Axe, don't make me wish that you could stub your toe on every Lego possible.
I don't. My Legos aren't in the basement though.
Exactly.
That's not-
Suffer and die, like Jesus did.
okay. All right.
You're-
Anyway,
Yeah,
I'm gonna get these guys to
Lego.
tell me off stream, because we're just melting down here, and I really need to get like a snack or something. And by go, because people fucking attack me on this, and by people I mean Axe. I mean I need to physically leave my computer I am tethered to by a cable and a microphone, because they're all attached to it. So it's not like I can go get something away from my computer while we're streaming.
Axe and his fucking wireless headphones.
I
Axe
think
wearing
that's
his
a
headphones
good
when he goes
idea
to take a
let me
piss.
walk away.
I just take the headphones off.
Yes, but I would be away while I'm streaming.
Yeah, no, true.
Anyway, no brakes on the train. So I'll set up the Fail Portrayal. You can vote in that if you're in our 5 and up Patreon level. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on the video. Keep your eye out for future Fail Portrayals as well. Check out some other shit we did. Like I said, if you want to see what Light Sworns are like, go back and check out our Light of Destruction Prague episode. Progression Tournament. Lit of Destruction. Check it out. And there's some other times when I think Light Sworn, was tried. But
Hey, Omega,
yeah, what's up?
have we done Gimmick Puppet?
No, I don't think we actually did.
Then I'll put Gimmick Puppet up, because that has some art that is just what the fuck.
I thought you were about to say, have we done Gimmick Puppet? No. Then I'll put this other archetype in.
Well, I was debating between two.
No. All right. So I know Marth will stay on Blackwing. Loth will stay on Malefic. So Axe is going to do Spiral. Dallas will do.
Will Patreon
Gimme
get
Puppet.
upset if you say Malefic and then in brackets, fuck you?
No, Patreon doesn't care.
Facebook does not give a shit about
do that.
anything.
Just
I mean,
Malefic-
they do give a shit about some things, but no, they don't give me. They don't. There's no demonetization there.
I would appreciate
If my
that.
patrons pay me $5 to see the phrase "fuck you" because it'll be a poll option, yeah, no, Patreon doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, that's
Sure.
my choice.
Okay. Yeah, I'll set that one up.
I would like to say specifically fuck you, Axe, but I know that he'll get upset by that, so just fuck you.
Just a general fuck you.
Wait, what? Sorry.
Exactly.
He's not even paying attention.
No, I
I know.
blocked it out.
Good.
All right. Okay.
Gonna raid your trade routes.
All right. So, thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Yeah, night, everybody. End stream.